Good morning and happy Monday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. And yeah, dominating the weekend is something that's really, it's spreading like wildfire. I know this show feels like we've dominated the weekends we had independently from each other.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Yeah. I mean, we ruled the day.
Yeah. We woke up carpe diem. That's Latin for seize the day.
Right.
That's what we did.
Except as soon as I came in, Fletch did say, yeah, I don't know. As much as I was feeling good about last weekend, this weekend, no, knock me out, man. I'm not built like you.
Back-to-back really long road trip weekends.
Yeah.
I think I'm too old for it.
You're what?
Yeah, I think so.
How old are you now?
I'm 27.
All you did is drive.
All I did is drive for 2 weeks in a row.
No, you know what? I'll tell you, you're just not used to it. You're just not used to it. Like, so
my drive to work is like 5 minutes.
The Aztecs, perfect. Okay, so the Aztecs, perfect. Like, they're just not used to winning on the road. Like, they needed to have a slump buster. And boy, did they have one.
They did. They did it.
A 32, 34-point win. How many points did they beat Fresno by?
Over 30. I think final score here. I have it right here. Final score was 73-41.
Yeah, so a 33-point win?
32.
I'm not good at math. I mean, that's how you do it.
So Jaden Ledee, 10th double-double of the season. First Aztec to do that since Jaden McDaniel did it in 2018-2019. He had 11 of them. Jaden McDaniel obviously still playing in the NBA, but huge night for the Aztecs in front of like all of 2,500 people at Save Mart Center.
Well,
Yeah.
Was that all it holds?
No,
yeah,
Save Mart Center's
right.
huge.
Right.
There was a high school basketball championship game going down in Fresno on the same night, and the majority of Fresno was at that.
Ooh,
Whoopsie doodles.
the high school championship game.
Also, when you look at the Bulldogs, they're getting roughed up this season.
Well,
Dude, they were down 4 scholarship players in that game.
Yeah.
Like, they had no chance. No one on the court could stop Jaden Ledee.
So, Fletch, you talk about it a lot. Good losses, good wins, bad wins. Was this a good enough win?
Yes.
Okay.
They needed to win by 13 for it to be considered a good win. They won by 32.
Yeah, the spread on the game was 13. And in fact, I was talking about this on my Saturday show on Fox Sports Radio with Jared Smith, who joins us every Friday during the football season here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and Brian No. And I took the Aztecs. I said, they need a big win, they need to burn the sage on the road. They need a big win. They need to come home feeling good after a victory. I didn't expect 32-point beatdown of Fresno State.
Well,
I did expect a big win, though.
Remember what happened last year at Fresno State? Like, Fresno State wasn't a good team last year either, but it was the Justin Hudson effect. It was the defense. It was the total rock fight. That game was played, I think it was 45-43 final score. One of the ugliest college basketball games I've ever seen. I think a lot of people were expecting that. I'm surprised you took the Aztecs on the spread just because playing at Fresno State, it's always a little bit different. But this time, we knew going into the game that they were going to be down 4 scholarship players. Like, we got that probably 30 minutes before tip-off. We're like, oh, they're going to have no one to stop Jaden.
It's also the wave of emotion, right? Like that road loss against Utah State. I know how that feels. Like when you're watching another team celebrate a big win across the field from you, and you're like, screw them. So the Aztecs on the court, they were feeling that feeling, and they're the only place you could really take it out. You can't really take it out in practice. Those are your guys. You got to go and find a place to, dispel some of that nervous, upset, frustration, energy, and they did that in Fresno this weekend. So while Benny had a little bit of a hard road trip, the Aztecs had a very good road trip.
Right.
Yeah, they had a chartered plane.
Well,
I had the Honda Pilot.
Well, you had equipment to haul.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so valuable. We can only trust it in a car.
That's right. That's right. We don't want any delays. We got to make sure it gets there.
And by important equipment, I mean Uncle Teddy was sitting shotgun with you. Teddy Leitner.
No, I think he was on the chartered plane. It was fun getting to chat with Ted.
Out with you? Get some Slim Jims and a Slurpee?
Dude.
I would love a road trip with Ted because I feel like I'd just be listening to a live podcast the entire time.
Ever happens, please ask him before you do it, because obviously this is like one of those consent states, but put cameras all over the cab of that vehicle and just let them run and live stream. That'll be the biggest YouTube numbers we ever do. I promise you.
It would be fantastic.
Me and TD in the back seat, just like looking in. I got a PK. Can we stop?
What's cool about sitting next to Ted, and especially being in a place like Fresno where you're thinking like, oh, well, Ted probably doesn't know anybody here. Ted knows everybody there.
Dude, yeah.
And everybody was coming up to him, and he afterwards I'd be like, oh, Ted, you know that person? He's like, no idea.
Did you get some tri-tip while you're up there?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Okay,
Doghouse.
God, thank God.
Doghouse truck.
Thank God. Thank God.
They have one right outside the stadium, and last time I was there, I didn't have time to get a sandwich, and so I literally just lingered outside the bus and just smelled the air for as long as I could. I'm just like,
Okay, my dad and brother said that they brought you a tri-tip sandwich. Did that ever happen?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. They're
They're liars.
They're making stuff up.
They brought it and they ate it.
Right? Yeah.
Actually, maybe that was in years past. Maybe that was a different game. This past time out at Fresno, it didn't happen, but that's okay. I don't blame Alex. I don't blame Keither.
Did you get to hang out with Keither and Alex while you're up there?
We did. Yeah, we got.
Okay, now it's starting to make sense.
Had a nice little old-fashioned night on Friday night.
Okay. All
And
right.
then
Yeah.
after the game Saturday, Alex and I went out to this fancy place and got espresso martinis.
A fancy place.
Fresno has fancy places.
Wait, hold
now.
on. Was it 1 a.m. and you looked over and went, wow, that place is really popping off?
No.
Because that's what you told me when I first got here.
That was the weekend before, driving through Bakersfield to stop to get gas. And I look across the street and there's a line out the door at this place. I'm like, what the hell is this? Turns out, strip club.
Good. Actually, you just use an adjective that a lot of people in the Central Valley use. Fresno fancy. Like,
Fresno
when
fancy.
something's like overly fancy, they say, "Oh, that's Fresno fancy." You a Fresno fancy boy, aren't you?
Fresno fancy might be a button-up shirt.
Yeah. I got 3 buttons to the top here. They call this a polo. Elsewhere in the country, a very, very highfalutin. Look, you said espresso martinis. Were they dank?
They were dank.
Okay, very good.
They were top notch. I was actually like pretty,
second best you've ever had?
probably, yeah,
Okay.
and other than Busa.
Yeah.
But I was pretty blown away that like Fresno all of a sudden seems to be investing in Fresno. And I wonder if that's because people moved out of the really expensive places to live during COVID. But all of a sudden, like there's these promenade areas, these shopping mall areas that are kind of like outdoor vibey areas. I'm like, this is not where I grew up.
There was over, God, I want to say it was like Plum Plaza or Palm Plaza, somewhere over near the newer part of Fresno. There was this cigar lounge there, and it was the coolest cigar lounge I've ever seen in my life. It was like a speakeasy cigar lounge, secret panels that opened up to different little smoking areas. It was cool, man.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love joints like that. San Diego's filled with them. A lot of speakeasies. Actually, I forget the name of the guy, but we actually had a speakeasy owner on the show recently.
The Tiki Bar.
Oh yeah. The grass skirt, but then it's captain's quarters across.
That's right.
And it's all based out of the kitchen of this poke restaurant that actually operates. I've been to both. It's awesome. They're in Pacific Beach. I digress. Look, the point is, I'm glad you made it back from Fresno.
That's right.
I'm glad you brought us a big win from the Aztecs. Speaking of winning, guys, problem solved in Peoria. Woo! The Padres are crushing it. 7-0 win over the Cubs yesterday.
Ow!
I mean, this is the 2024 Padres we've been waiting for.
I am fired up.
I'm very proud of myself, boys, because when I was writing the update this morning, I started it off by saying, Padres have had an up and down spring training with some losses and then a win. Yes, and I erased it all. Results don't matter.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about it though. Good and bad.
Hold on. If results don't matter, though, there wouldn't be any results.
That's true.
They show the numbers.
Why did they keep score?
Yeah.
They really shouldn't. I honestly, like in spring training, I think they just keep score for the fans.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Look, there's a lot of teams where the managers at one point in the game, we've seen this many times with the Padres, but all these teams, they'll like talk to each other at length before the game, talk about what pitchers they want to see against what parts of the lineup. Like they'll make pitching changes to help out an opponent.
Yeah, every once in a while they'll say, screw it, 6 innings is enough.
Yeah, sometimes they'll just call it. Yeah, it happens. So spring training is awesome. If you've ever been, I went to spring training in Old Scottsdale in Arizona when I was living there. It's amazing. But yeah, it's really that. It's a tune-up. It's truly a tune-up. There's a lot of brother-in-lawing it out there. But there are takeaways. Like, for example, Joe Musgrove getting roughed up in his opening. Does it really matter? No, because the most important thing was to see that Joe was healthy. Mm-hmm. And I think he looked healthy. I think he just had a rough outing the first game.
Yeah, and like you said, it's to kind of get everything revved up here. You got to make sure all the parts are working. So it's not necessarily you're going to push everything to the limit, but you want to just make sure things are getting oiled up, greased up, things are moving, and things will work when you make it to the actual games that matter.
Yeah, and that was Musgrove. That was the opening game for the Padres spring training last week. He'll pitch again here real soon. I believe he's due up today.
Yeah, he and Michael King will both pitch today.
And then Darvish is expected to pitch tomorrow, which is huge because Darvish coming back from injury like Manny Machado. We haven't seen him pitch in a game since last season. So it's going to be interesting to see how he bounces back. That's an important start. Machado, by the way, over the weekend, Saturday against the Brewers, had a nice game filling in as the DH, had a double, had a ground out. His day was done after 2 at-bats. He was just like, that's enough.
That's good.
Yeah. And that's all you need to see, like just some health. And then bad news with Yuki Matsui, who has back spasms. So he had that nice outing in a loss last week. And then after that, I guess he was doing some work on a backfield and his back tightened up on him. So he's day-to-day. You don't want to see that. This is obviously a reliever the Padres are going to be counting on. Sign that 5-year contract. But hopefully it's nothing to speak of. Hopefully it's not something that nags him throughout the season. So those are some of the updates. It's not all good though, because there is one player that's not at Padres spring training. In fact, he's in the Grapefruit League now, and he had his spring training debut. Does this sound familiar?
Whoa. Yeah.
That one stings a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the top comment on that tweet?
What was the
Was
top
it you?
Maybe
comment?
I'll read it in your ear.
Yeah. Hang on, read it to me. Yeah.
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 I mean,
we would be too
Yeah.
if he was knocking him off the scoreboard at Padres spring training.
Right.
well, yeah. I mean, this was for my monologue, but I'll save it. I'll save it.
Okay.
I'll save it.
Let me. So this is not my monologue. I don't have a lot to say about Juan Soto not being with the Padres, except for this. When Peter Seidler was around, Juan Soto being a Padre was a potential reality. With him not around, I mean, it's the farthest thing from it. The tone of this front office has shifted mightily. And I know that there were reports that came out that said that the Padres are behind on some loans and, they got to make up some ground. And the longer we go down this path and we're seeing how things are operating from a front office perspective, the more I think that it's possible that maybe even the Padres were the ones who sourced that story. Because if you get word out that the belt's got to get tighter, it's an indication it's an excuse for the fan base to say, oh yeah, well, we can't have lofty expectations. They got to make up some ground from losing the TV network deal with the regional Diamond Sports Media Group. And they've got to make up some ground with some upside down situations in terms of money owed. Like, so it's a very different vibe. So Juan Soto doing those things in New York, it sort of feels like, boy, wasn't it fun while it lasted?
Nope. That is not how it feels.
Okay.
To me. So just perspective here, and I'm not going to add any context. This is just pure numbers. From last year to this year, the Padres have the largest decrease in payroll in all of Major League Baseball. From last year to this year, the Dodgers have the largest increase of payroll in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, Padres are spending, as it stands as of Friday last week,
like 160.
The Padres are spending, $90 million less than they did in last year's payroll. The Dodgers are spending like something like $80 million more than they did last year in payroll. So the distance is about 150, 160.
And now is that 80 million only taking into account the $1 million they're paying Shohei?
They're paying him too.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I forgot.
But no, it's
it does.
Yeah.
But they do it with,
fantastic.
I thought it was all about the AAV when it comes to stuff like that, the annual average value.
Oh, maybe it was. You know what? I didn't see the graphic. I heard. I think it might have been Darren or John and Jim talking about it last Friday when I was driving around picking up the kids and stuff. But it's a real thing. There's a big distance now again in the NL West between the Dodgers and the Padres. Look, the Dodgers, with all the money that they have been spending, they didn't even win the West last year.
Right.
The Diamondbacks somehow took home the pennant.
Right.
Well, no, they won the regular season. They won the West.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Diamondbacks only had 2 more wins than the Padres this season ago. Diamondbacks just ended up in the World Series.
Yeah, well, they ended up winning the league. So it's one of those things where you have you can still look. I'm not saying the Padres will beat the Dodgers this season more times than the Dodgers will beat the Padres. I'm not saying the Padres win the West, but we know how much of a crapshoot the postseason is. Like if the Padres are just better than the 8th best team in the National League, they get to roll the dice just like the Dodgers.
It's just what's difficult is, and look, $160 million payroll is a pretty decent payroll, but it's just not the payroll you had the year before. It's not the same team you had the year before. And the problem is when last year's team didn't work, and then you remove some pretty vital pieces to the team, the pieces that actually did work on the team, you go, this is going to be a rough one.
Could be. It's not going to be a rough show for us or for our listeners. We have a pair of tickets to see Chris Stapleton at Petco Park this Saturday. Tickets and info available at livenation.com. Keep listening for your opportunity to win these Chris Stapleton tickets. Also, it's San Diego Restaurant Week. It's coming up March 3rd, actually, through the 10th. To celebrate, we have a $50 gift card for you to go to Draft Republic. I've been there many times. Awesome place. Keep listening for your chance to win. For more information, head over to san diego restaurantweek.com.
You boys ready for some technique and or fundamentals?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you. We'll start with the Aztecs. It was a good night on Saturday. The guys won 73-41 over Fresno State up at the Save Mart Center. Jaden Ledee notching his 10th double-double on the year. He's been one of the better players in all of college basketball all season long. Quick turnaround for the boys. They got San Jose State tomorrow night at Viejas Arena before getting the weekend off. What are you guys going to do with the weekend off? I'm going to party.
Yeah.
P-A-R-T.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep, actually. I'm planning on sleeping.
Padres spring training, it
Not
rolls
me.
on. Joey Musgrove, Michael King, both going to see the mound today. Yu Darvish makes his spring training debut mañana. NBA, Lakers fall to the Suns 123-113 last night in Phoenix. Kings beat the Clippers in L.A. 123-107, and some viral video coming out of that one as Kings fans who kind of infiltrated the Clippers home arena were chanting "Light the Beam" very loudly, actually overtaking the broadcast at one point. "Light the Beam" being the famous chant that they do in Sacramento after home wins, and it was happening in LA last night.
Yeah,
Sweet.
not ideal for the Clippers or the Lakers, but that's how it shakes out in the NBA. You know what? Not ideal for AJ Brown to have others speaking on his behalf, right? So AJ Brown, the star wide receiver with the Philadelphia Eagles. This story has been sort of roiling on a back burner somewhere on the stove of the NFL for a while. We saw how the end of the regular season went for the Philadelphia Eagles. Not good. We saw how they played in the postseason against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not good.
Yeah, right. There was that as well.
Yeah. And there were frustrations on the sideline. AJ Brown, who looks like a more swole Batman out there. I mean, he's a superhero. He looked frustrated, and there were times where it came up multiple times actually throughout the season. Does he really get along with Jalen Hurts? Right. Was Jalen Hurts calling out AJ Brown at different points during press conferences? Will AJ Brown be back next year? So this is being discussed in the offseason in Philadelphia on Sports Talk Radio. And WIP, which is one of the stations out there, one of their shows was discussing AJ Brown. And guess who called into their radio show?
AJ Brown.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
It's really cool. I mean, like, this is how media should work. So they're speculating, they're opinionating about AJ Brown. They don't know because they don't have AJ Brown on the radio to answer some of the questions that they were posing. And obviously fans have said a lot of this because he hasn't really addressed all this. Well, he jumped on and he said, "Hey guys, look, I'm here. You can ask me whatever you want. I'll give you about 10 minutes. He ended up giving them about 20 minutes.
Wow.
And the first rattle out of the box, they were like, "Hey, do you want to stay with the Philadelphia Eagles?" Here's what he said. I mean,
okay.
Like,
I mean,
you can't be more clear than that.
Yeah. And I mean, I love this. I mean, I love this so much that if you could do this every single time there's any rumors that pop up, beautiful.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
Let's start talking smack about like someone on the Padres.
Okay.
Manny Machado, you're stupid.
I hear Ha-Sung Kim doesn't like Fernando's hair.
Oh,
wow.
snap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I hear there's a lot of friction over hairstyles in the clubhouse.
Wow. You know what? I heard the exact same thing.
And I'll tell you-
exact same thing.
and I'll tell
And
you-
we probably heard it from two different people. That's how big this rumor is.
This is a pretty big rumor. And look, we know people who know how the Padre clubhouse culture feels about hairstyles.
877 Sorg 760.
Just saying, Ha-Sung, if you're listening, we've got the tea and we're spilling it, big fella. Speaking of which, there was friction. Well, I shouldn't even say there was friction. We have no idea. But there was speculated friction between A.J. Brown and his quarterback, Jalen Hurts. And that was reported throughout the end of the regular season last year in Philadelphia. Again, jumping on this radio show to defend himself or to talk through it. Here was A.J. Brown when he was addressing those rumors.
Okay. The reason people started talking about it, yes, is because you were losing. And yes, there was friction you could see out there on the field. But the Philadelphia Eagles, who looked magical in 2022-23, now going into the following season, who just struggled. And we said it numerous times for the first half of the season of it just doesn't look like the same team as last year. There's a lot of things that are different here. Come November, all of a sudden they start falling apart. They go on a skid. They looked so average. And you could tell that there was anger on the field between players. And I'm sure there's anger because you lose. I mean, I get it. Rich, you've played in the NFL. You know the drill. You know the feelings. But there was definitely friction out there, right? I mean, there was talk in the locker room.
There's no question. And look, players have spats. And sometimes those spats last moments. And sometimes they last days. And sometimes they last weeks. And sometimes it's always there. There's always a subtle friction between teammates. But that happens in families, right? You could still love your brother and not agree with everything he's doing.
Right.
You could still love your sister and think that she's making bad choices. You could still love your parents and still have disagreements with them. You know, you could sort of fold in, you know, the dad, the father figure of the team being the coach. Like there can be all of those rivalries and it still work. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Travis Kelce, during the biggest game of the year, belly bumped his head coach, nearly knocked him over, and called him, you know, an effer. Like, I mean, and I'm not talking about a fiver. I mean, it can happen, and you can get over it, and everybody rolls with the punches. It's just when you lose, it all becomes really exemplified and highlighted, and this looked worse probably than it was. It was cool though that A.J. Brown was willing to jump on to a radio show and talk about it.
I wish that happened more often.
I do too. I really honestly do. I wish players, and it's starting to happen with players doing podcasts like Justin Fields jumping on his teammate EQ St. Brown's podcast and defending himself, unfollowing the Bears in the NFL Instagram accounts. Like things like that are happening more often. I'm proud of these players for doing it. We didn't really have that avenue when I was playing. All right, Fletch, it's that time. You got to tell us what you're doing with your phone because every single commercial break, you pick it up. And it's just like we can't even talk about it.
I'm not even playing how many swipes to a butt anymore.
No.
Wow.
Not anymore.
Wow.
You know why?
Sad.
Why?
Because PrizePicks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with only
Unbelievable.
over 3 million members. The easiest, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And unlike those other apps on PrizePicks, it's just you against the numbers. No sharks, no competitive leagues. All you're doing is picking more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you can watch the winnings roll in. And now you can watch 100 times your money roll in with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, enormous selection of player stats and sport types. No matter what, PrizePicks, it's the #1 daily fantasy app. You're playing basketball, you're playing hockey, soccer, tennis. I'm into darts. Who knows? Maybe cornhole is coming up soon. But PrizePicks is the best, man. They got all these promotions like Taco Tuesday, Flex Friday. I never miss a Flex Friday. And you better believe I'll be getting on Taco Tuesday coming up tomorrow. So download the app today. Use code Fletch for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code Fletch on Prize Picks for a first deposit match up to $100. And remember, Prize Picks, they got that injury insurance. So if your player gets injured in the first half, they will reboot them for another day. And Prize Picks is the only app that does that, the only one that comes with an injury insurance policy. So again, download the app today. Use code Fletch for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code Fletch on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. And make sure you get your picks in for Taco Tuesday coming up tomorrow. Coming up next, we got a lot going on here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Still have those Chris Stapleton tickets. Still have that Restaurant Week gift card to Draft Republic. That's the spot.
Yeah.
I actually got a couple locations pretty cool up north. But coming up next, like father, not like son, we got some Charlie Woods to get into.
Charlie Woods, not exactly like his dad. We'll explain next.
This update is presented by Duthie Power Services. We will get started here with the Aztecs. Good night on Saturday. The guys won 73-41 over Fresno State. Up at the Save Mart Center, Jaden Ledee notching his 10th double-double on the year. Quick turnaround for the boys. They got San Jose State tomorrow night at Viejas Arena before getting the weekend off. Padres spring training rolls on here. Joe Musgrove, Michael King, both going to pitch today. Yu Darvish is going to make his spring debut tomorrow. NBA, Lakers fall to the Suns 123-113. Kings beat the Clippers in LA 123-107. And in the NFL Combine gets going today out in Indianapolis. Duthie Power Services, the leading supplier of emergency power supplies and backup generators for Southern California. Your businesses deserve more uptime and fewer power issues. With Duthie's help, your power will keep running smoothly. Go to DuthiePower.com. That's DUTHIE Power.com.
Yay. Doing it here on Monday. Big Rich TD and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. We got a bunch of giveaways, man. We got some pretty good ones here. Pair of tickets to go see Chris Stapleton at Petco Park. It's happening this Saturday. Tickets and info at livenation.com or just keep listening for your shot to win those. Also, San Diego Restaurant Week is coming up March 3rd through the 10th. To celebrate, we have a $50 gift card for you to Draft Republic. Keep listening for your chance there to win, and more information, you can head on over to SanDiegoRestaurantWeek.com.
Yeah, I'm really excited about today. Stapleton tickets, restaurant, gift certificate. Our listener, we are spoiling our listeners today. So if you're interested in winning those great prizes, just keep it here.
Speaking of spoiling, Underwear Olympics starts today.
Yeah,
they do. Yeah, so the Combine is going to be up and running throughout the week. And I do mean running, because that's what we're going to see. Just a whole lot of running. There's not much else going. Maybe some jumping.
Do we get another Chris Jones incident? Like the most memorable Combine moment of my lifetime?
Yeah, where Chris Jones slid to the finish on his 40-yard dash. And then when he got back to his feet, let's just say the luggage left the stowing compartment.
Does that help with the draft? I mean, depending on what the spectators see?
No, I think that creates more drag.
Okay.
You meant the NFL draft. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, you think about
talking about thrust,
aerodynamics.
Yeah, right.
But you think about the Super Bowl, you could tell that was in Brock Purdy's head the entire game.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Like knowing what Chris Jones is working with.
Guy looks like a grandfather's clock.
That's all Brock Purdy could think about?
Probably, yeah.
Do you think that he was like intimidated because he's also known as the sock?
Yeah. Imagine on Brock's scouting report, like Kyle Shanahan gets the papers right up of all the defenders, and he goes, Brock, you use the word pendulous a lot when you were talking about Chris Jones in your write up on him as a defensive tackle. Do we need to have a talk? He's like, no talk needed. No. I got it, coach.
Yeah, but I do have some sketches I'd like to show you.
I've got a triumphant veiny. Anyways, look, the point is, that's the NFL. We'll have plenty on the Combine coming up a little later in the show.
It was yesterday afternoon. I was cleaning up my backyard. It was about 12:30. I finished up and I was like, I wish there was an afternoon game.
Oh, I know, dude. That's how every weekend now from now until September is going to feel like there's something missing.
Right.
Well, I don't know if this will fill the void for many people, but I know there are golfers out there and golf fanatics out there who follow even the smallest of stories. There was a small story that got real big over the weekend. So Charlie Woods.
Chris Jones. Oh.
Actually, that's a big story that got even bigger. Okay. Charlie Woods, the son of 82-time PGA Tour winner Tiger Woods. You familiar with him? That name?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He shot a 16 over par during Thursday's pre-qualifying event for next week's Cognizant Classic in Palm Beaches. So Charlie Woods is a teenager. Charlie Woods is an amateur golfer.
15 years old.
He is one of these golfers who is ranked in the world, but very low. He's competitive. Like, he'll be the best at your country club, but then when you start ranking him against the best golfers his age in the nation, he's very far down the list. He's not his dad. Tiger Woods, when he was 3 years old, he was on television swinging a golf club.
Right.
Tiger Woods, his father, took him to the golf course every single day and pounded golf into his skull to the point where it was really his only identity as a human being.
Right.
I do not think Tiger has taken a similar tact raising Charlie Woods. Also, obviously, there are other influences in Charlie Woods' life. He has an ex-wife who's helping raise Charlie Woods. So but he's interested in golf, and good for Charlie, by the way, because this is going to be a really tough road to go down to try to be Tiger Woods' son and do the same thing that Tiger Woods did.
And avoid the pitfalls that Tiger never avoided. It ran into every single one of them. But Charlie Woods is 15 years old, and the companies and the Twitter accounts and the like legitimate golf reporters who were trashing him on this, you can miss me on that, man. Like, that's so stupid. He's 15 and he shot an 86. Let's see you go out to one of the tougher courses on the planet and shoot an 86. You probably can't do it.
No, exactly right. But to Rich's point, I mean, that's pretty good amateur golf status. That's not pro status. And the problem that Charlie's always going to have, again, Rich, you brought it up, we're always going to compare him to Tiger Woods. Yes. And I don't know if you can compare anyone to Tiger Woods, even if it is his son. And you are also absolutely correct. His mom probably pulls the time at the course back a little bit. I can see his mom saying, "No, we want to be a kid still. You got to still have that time. It's not going to be the same road Tiger had." So, and we don't know. I mean, Charlie Woods could all of a sudden become the phenom that could come out and play very, very well. He's a great golfer. He's fantastic. But he's just not Tiger Woods.
He's not Tiger Woods. And by the way, he's not a great golfer yet. Like,
well, okay.
When he's great to us.
Yeah,
like,
great to us. That's exactly right.
We're hacks. Like, I mean, but he's ranked, I think somewhere in the 1,000th, or below in the world at his age range. Like, he's not a great golfer yet. And that's okay. But look, when you sign up for a public tournament and you perform the way he did, you avail yourself to criticism, and you're going to be compared to your father. Now, I agree with Fletch to a certain extent. When an athlete is younger, I think you do need to take it easier on him. And I do think that for the most part, the media types did. I think there were a lot of fans who behaved atrociously at this tournament. People were like running onto the course to try to get him to sign things that his dad wrote, or biographies about his dad, while he's just like, I'm not allowed to do that. This is a tournament, ma'am. Like, and then she like got smushed away, and then she was all pissed off. I live here. And he's like, what does that mean? Like, let the kid golf.
Yeah.
But so he's going to deal with a lot of stuff that other golfers his age aren't going to have to deal with. And while, again, he'll be the best at your country club, he's not even close to the top of golf in his age range. And so it's going to be a tough road to toe. I will remind everybody, though, Kobe Bryant, he went to the NBA, and for 3 years, he came off the bench. Not everybody's Tiger Woods. Not everybody's LeBron James. Not everybody figures it out and is a phenom or the chosen one like LeBron James, and it just happens for them. Sometimes it's a path you got to go down for a long, long time. And unfortunately for Charlie Woods, not only is it going to be a longer path, but also the lights of fame and maybe to a certain or lesser extent, infamy and notoriety are going to be on Charlie Woods as he makes his presumed ascent into the professional ranks, if that ever happens.
Can we just wait till the dude's fully developed? Like, he's not even done with puberty yet. He's 15 years old. Can we wait till we see what he becomes before we start talking about him?
Well, I mean, again, to Rich's point, though, if you're comparing him to his same age class, weight class, wherever you want to look at it, he's just not at the top of it there. So when you're comparing apples to apples, it's still not Tiger Woods.
And also, look, we talk about teenagers all the time. Teenagers playing the national championship game. You know what I mean? Like this is what it is. College athletes, the Aztecs played Fresno State. If a teenager has a bad game on the court, we're talking about it.
But he's in high school.
No, I get it. But still, he's putting himself out there for criticism. And he's going to unfortunately take an undue amount because of who he is, and who, really, honestly, it's who his dad is. And that's going to be, so let's put it this way. If he emerges, even if he's like just a guy on the PGA Tour, if this guy somehow becomes a pro golfer with all of the odds stacked against him, now look, he's a rich man, or I should say he's the son of a rich man. So he's going to be able to golf and have the access to the best instructors, the best equipment, the best everything his entire life. So there's a lot of the launch pad that is really padded for Charlie Woods. But even still, with all the pressure that's going to be placed on him, if he becomes a pro golfer, I would say that alone impresses me. So we'll see where this story goes. It's kind of crazy, though, because you when he teed off a couple of weeks ago or months ago, when we started seeing videos circulating of Tiger Wood or Charlie Woods, he looks just like his dad.
Looks like his dad, swings like his dad. Who knows the potential that he could have? Because he is playing every day. Like, I don't know how much the mom is really taking him back, but he's practicing a lot. And I hope the best for him, man. I would love to see the next generation of Woods out there playing in majors. Could you imagine? Like, there's a realistic opportunity we get to see Tiger and Charlie Woods play in the Masters at the same time.
It's
Could
possible.
you imagine the feels that would give you?
Right.
I'm thinking about it right now.
No,
I'm
with you. And this was a bad day for him. It wasn't like this is his
he played
average
like crap.
round.
He's usually a par golfer, or
Right.
better than that.
Right. He was not wearing Sunday red.
Not yet. It's not released yet. May.
I feel like he knows the guy.
Well,
maybe he could get like an early release,
right, for promotional opportunities.
He's not even available for NIL deals yet. The kid's in high school.
But
I still feel like he knows the guy.
Yeah, everybody knows that what you do is you raise children to use them as promotional tools for your own game.
That's exactly what John Daly's figured out. His son already has deals with Hooters.
See? LeVar Ball.
Gosh.
I mean, he launched 2 NBA pros from his backyard in the Central Valley or Riverside.
Please tell me John Daly's son is like 13.
No, he's in college. And he's like actually killing it right now.
Dude, I love John Daly. Like, I love nobody else. I just love somebody who just says whatever he wants at all times. Everybody goes, yeah, well, that's John. So
yeah,
that's great.
And that's the excuse. Yeah, John's gonna be John.
John's gonna be John. He just threw his driver and his 7-iron in the lake, and now he's peeing on the green.
There's something special about when a guy like that gets like real serious for a moment. It feels like those words cut through a little bit more, because I saw a video of John Daly talking about Toby Keith, and he and Toby Keith were like best friends, and it got me choked up like immediately.
Well, yeah, because you're so used to him being like the class clown.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. There were a couple of those. Stephen Colbert, the most unlikely pairing you'd ever imagine, was like a great friend of Toby Keith. And I don't watch his show, but I saw a TikTok of his, kind of in memoriam. It was beautiful. Yeah. So yeah, stuff like that. When the class clown starts like talking serious, you're like, oh, this one hits different.
And it's not like a fake serious. It's like really cuts through, real authentic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, coming up next, a legend steps away and a great coach takes a step back. That's next. He has a job, but shouldn't he have a better job? That's next. Yeah. Big Rich, TD and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. If you're not listening on the free iHeartRadio app, you should, because we're going to have great giveaways that you're only really going to be able to win on the free iHeartRadio app coming up this week. So if you haven't downloaded it yet and you're interested in winning some great San Diego prizes, download it right now. That's the free iHeartRadio app. Okay, so two stories we want to hit real quick here. Legendary football writer Peter King hanging it up after 40-plus years on the beat covering the NFL. Peter King, obviously a longtime writer for Sports Illustrated, transitioned to more internet-based publications later in his career, has always been one of those tent poles of the media industry covering the NFL. I know, Fletch, that you've had some personal moments with him. I've had myself. It's interesting when you see a guy who covers the game that you love step away, because they are really, in a lot of ways, the conduits to the game.
I read his article this morning. I thought it was beautiful. His Monday morning quarterback today. It was kind of the goodbye article. And that was a lot. First, people realized that this was happening. Now, in the industry, I didn't know myself, but apparently a lot of people knew he was contemplating this.
Yeah.
And it was a really tough decision for him because he loves it more than anything. But he talked a lot about the fact that some of his family members didn't live to how old he is now, and his time with his family and the sacrifices that he made throughout the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays. And the big thing for him was, he said, I really wanted to be a part of the discussion on the Monday morning after the Super Bowl about the commercials. He's like, I've never had that in my adult life because I've been at every Super Bowl in coaches' locker rooms and doing stuff like that. He said he can't wait to watch the game as a fan that he's loved so much, and he can't wait to spend more time with his family. Peter King is like the GOAT of the written NFL journalism.
Now, TD, you retired from the electrician trade.
Right, right.
When you stepped away.
Yeah. It's hard.
Did you, how much do you miss it? How much does the electricity world miss you?
0 and 0. 0 and 0. Yeah, no, look, yeah, I mean,
no, there are certain jobs there are jobs, and there's certain jobs that are passions.
Well, there's certain, yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes work's just work.
Yeah.
So when work becomes not work, that's a good thing. And I'm sure that in his career, this has been great for him. He's loved it, but everybody you want to see be able to step off and ride off from the sunset and live a fantastic life and look back on what they accomplished and be proud of it. And he can.
Yeah.
So congratulations. He will be missed, though, because like you said, the conduit to sports, he's kind of like the voice in your head. You know, he's the reason that you have certain takes, because he makes such great sense, or he's written such a beautiful article that you have you have emotions and convey feelings because of his words. So it's almost like this guy molded you as a child and growing up as a sports fan.
Yeah, raise a beer, a toast, what have you to Peter King. After 40 plus years, he's hanging up the pen and he's going to become a fan of the game. And that's awesome. So congrats to him. Congratulations to Eric Bieniemy. A lot of people are taking a different path on this story. I'm gonna congratulate Eric Bieniemy, who becomes the associate head coach and offensive coordinator at UCLA, alongside Deshaun Foster, the new coach at UCLA with the Bruins. Look, from a football standpoint, Eric Bieniemy has worked with some of the brightest talents in the league, in the NFL. UCLA is obviously, with their coaching choices, trying to instill more of an NFL vibe, and that's been publicly stated by Foster. And so him coming to UCLA to try to gentrify that football culture, I think is a great thing. I think it's a great career move for him. It did not work out in Washington with the Commanders really at all. Ron Rivera, he gets shipped out. Regime changes are tough. A lot of people fall by the wayside. And Cliff Kingsbury will be the offensive coordinator in Washington. Eric Bieniemy will be the coordinator in UCLA. Any reaction to this? Do you think like it was like, because I saw Mike Freeman wrote a story about racism in the NFL and how Bieniemy deserved a head coaching nod, and how, you know, as an offensive coordinator, he shouldn't have had to downgrade to the college ranks. He should be in the league. But then I look around the league and I say, well, there are a lot of black coaches. There are a lot of black offensive coordinators. There are, you know, I mean, probably not enough still. And I'm willing to have that conversation with anybody who's willing to talk about it. But still, there's something that happens when he goes and interviews for a job that feels different from other candidates. Because there are, like, DeMeco Ryans is the head coach of the Houston Texans. Tomlin has been the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers for years. There's black coordinators, Byron Leftwich. There have been plenty. I don't think it's necessarily a black or a white thing that's keeping him out of the job.
No, he's been like a top candidate for years and years and years, and he never landed one of them. So maybe it is something in the interview process. The only thing I took away from this story is that it's the opposite of the trend right now. So many people are leaving college to go get a coordinator job in the NFL. You would think Eric Bieniemy would have his choice, maybe not his choice, but he would get a job in the NFL still if he wanted it. I think he's bucking the trend a little bit. He's seeing like there's some open area in college football to really make a big name for yourself because of how many people are leaving college football. So maybe this is a good career move for Eric Bieniemy, and he's going to be the best of the best there.
Well, with the exit in college football, does it increase the payroll there as they look for good names? Yeah, I mean, I don't see a pay grade attached to this yet, so we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, and also he grew up in LA. He was an assistant on that staff with UCLA for years back in the early 2000s. So it's kind of like a homecoming for Bieniemy. Maybe this was something that was more, hey, I'm not going to sit here and wait around for the NFL. I'm going to go get a job.
Yeah.
I'm going to go help this culture. I'm going to get them back on track. And if I want to head back to the NFL, that avenue is available to me.
By the way, UCLA, pretty big name in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Maybe across the nation.
And Southern California, like, pretty good place to recruit from.
Right.
And he's obviously going to have a lot of pull since he worked with Patrick Mahomes with
have fun getting your ass kicked by the Aztecs.
Yeah, well, there's that too. And it's happened many times in the past. All right. Coming up next, the band is staying together, but for how long? And also, it's a cap, but it feels like the lid's been absolutely blown off. Speaking of the lid being blown off, we got to tell a secret here. If you're trying to lose weight, well, we have the way to do it. SDFatLoss.com. This show has lost over 100 pounds with SDFatLoss.com.
That's 120 pounds almost. It's crazy.
We blew by early landmarks when we were trying to lose weight. We're like, like 10, 20 pounds. A month later, we're all down 30 pounds or close to 30 pounds. And we're looking at each other and our jaws were dropped open because we believed that Wayne and Chloe, our weight loss team with SDFatLoss.com, could help us. We had no idea how much they could help us. Right. So we were all surprised. Actually, Wayne is going to be dropping by the studios on Thursday. We're pumped to see him. He's so easy to work with. If you're looking for a weight loss coach, if you're looking for accountability, if you're looking to finally get those New Year's resolutions on track, you said to yourself, I'm going to lose the weight, and then you didn't. Well, this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Or maybe you lost some weight, but you gained it all back. Yo-yo dieting, everybody's guilty of that. And there've been a lot of prescription drugs recently that have been attached to weight loss that a lot of people have had some success on, but a lot of people have had some horror stories. We don't need to get into all those, but that's a factor too going on.
And summer just a couple months away now, a few months, but you want to get that beach bod ready.
That's right. Yeah. Get it tight.
Yeah.
Get it tight before the summer. Okay, sdfatloss.com is where you need to find Wayne and Chloe. That's sdfatloss.com.
Hour 2, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by Duthie Power Services. Starting off with the Aztecs, it was a good night on Saturday. The guys winning 73-41 over Fresno State. Up at the Save Mart Center, Jaden Ledee notching his 10th double-double of the year. Quick turnaround. They got San Jose State tomorrow night at Viejas Arena, 7 o'clock pregame, 8 o'clock tip before they get the weekend off. Padres spring training rolls on. Joey Musgrove, Michael King, both going to pitch today. Yu Darvish will make his spring debut tomorrow. NBA, Lakers fall to the Suns 123-113. Kings beat the Clippers in LA 123-107. And in the NFL, the Combine gets going today out in Indy. Duthie Power Services, the leading supplier of emergency power supplies and backup generators for Southern California. Your business deserves more uptime and fewer power issues. With Duthie's help, your power will continue to keep running smoothly. Go to DuthiePower.com. That's DUTHIE power.com.
Happy Monday to those who celebrate Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. San Diego Sports, San Diego. That's right. We got those Chris Stapleton tickets coming up later on. He's playing Petco Park on Saturday. We got Restaurant Week gift cards to give away this week. All right. You know, if you're interested in getting yourself a little Draft Republic $50 gift card, be listening for that. Also, coming up in just a little bit, the NFL, it's a monster. It's hungry, and it just got fed an even bigger spoonful of exactly what it wants. And we'll get to that in just a few. We also have morning monologues. But guys, it feels like the Beatles are about to cut a new album. Like it's Christmas for all of you NFL fans who are wondering. You were like, oh my gosh, will Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Andy Reid win another Super Bowl together? I'm so worried. Like, are they going to break up? Is Taylor Swift like Yoko Ono, or is Andy Reid going to step away because the old walrus is? I mean, he's getting long in the tusk. Turns out, guys, Andy Reid is up for extension talks.
Wow.
So if you're not tired of the Chiefs' domination of the NFL yet, it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah.
Hip, hip.
Hooray. Good job. No, look, on one hand, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's cool to see a juggernaut of a team still be able to keep things together because, like the Beatles, okay? The Beatles start to get big. Start to get maybe some big heads. Maybe some people feel like they can get paid more if they break up the band a little bit.
Are you a Beatles fan?
I'm a big Beatles fan, yeah.
Okay.
AI Beatles?
I don't know if I've ever heard AI Beatles.
Didn't we release the AI Beatles song?
Oh yeah.
Well,
it was fine.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it was cool. I guess
it was a cool song. Let me ask you: are you a Beatles fan at all? Because you're 27.
Hey, Jude. I like him.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about him.
Okay.
I don't think I was alive the last time they wrote a song.
Do you know my parents aren't like so my parents obviously grew up in that era. They aren't Beatles fans at all.
Really?
Like,
are they Elvis fans?
No.
Okay.
No.
Wow.
No.
What do they listen to?
They were like, let me think, like Creedence, Clearwater Revival,
Wow.
Great band.
Led Zeppelin.
Oh, a little more on the harder rock side.
Black Sabbath. Like they went and saw Black and Blue when what was it? It was what was that? It was Black Sabbath and Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, yeah, right.
When they played those combined shows together, they talk about that. Like Pink Floyd, The Doors. That's
a little post Beatles.
Yeah.
So the Beatles. I mean, the Beatles. I guess if I could go back in time, may have been kind of like a boy band. They might have been a little bit of a in sync sort of a feel, which now we kind of look at as a joke. But at the time, there was nothing like it. I mean, nothing. But the Beatles songs to me,
are you saying John
iconic.
Lennon?
It's Justin Timberlake.
John Lennon was the Nick Lachey of the 60s.
98 Degrees.
He was the Nick Lachey. So if John Lennon was still alive today, he'd be doing like The Golden Bachelor.
I hope so.
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind.
That's what Nick Lachey does.
That's what I'm saying. So
wait, Nick Lachey does Love is Blind?
Yeah.
But John Lennon would be like in his 70s, so he would do The Golden Bachelor.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
It feels like sacrilege to say that, but probably.
Yeah, he would have a TikTok account where his daughters would be like, they're out there going doodly doo, and I'm over here doing doodly dee. And I don't know. Turns out John, a 50-year-old bachelor, found love. I mean, I love love.
Now, this is about Andy Reid, right?
All you need is love.
Yeah, all you need is love, Fletch. Which brings us back to the Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs, the Beatles, man. They were the biggest thing in the world, and then it crumbled. And it was for, some people blame Yoko only. That wasn't it. Obviously there's friction anytime you're trying to keep something huge and important and where everybody's staring at it together. It's like, it feels like the atoms are going to split any second and it's just going to go boom.
Right.
But they found a way to make, and that was a short run, by the way, the Beatles.
Yeah, it really was.
It's like 5 years, handful of years, and they had all this success.
And they went from like bubblegum pop to dark drug music.
Yeah. And so,
Chiefs are already on like year 6.
So that's what I'm saying.
They're doing drugs.
They're getting into their dark drug music territory.
Well, they're getting into their villain stage for sure.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Like, it used to be cute and cuddly. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, like, it used to be really fun. Now everyone hates him.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody was like, remember when we first met Patrick Mahomes and they were like, he sounds like Kermit. And everyone was like, we love that voice. Like, hey, Travis Kelce's a good guy. Andy Reid is a great coach. And then now everybody's just like, you know what? I hate him. I hate Kermit. He's more of a sinister Kermit.
But such as Hulk Hogan, who was America's hero, and then went dark, the NWO phase, and he was evil.
Hollywood
Hogan, and then he came back to the light. Can the Chiefs swing it back?
That's interesting. They would have to lose for a couple of years.
Please, God.
They would have to be humbled. Like, it would have to be like Joe Burrow or Josh Allen finally, or Justin Herbert with Jim Harbaugh. Like, there has to be something that levels out the force, right?
Just knock him out in the first round of the playoffs one time.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
please.
That seems
keep Patrick Mahomes out of the AFC Championship game one time.
Hey, screw you, Fletch.
I know, right?
I'll tell you right now, like, I'll come over there, I'll just hop on your face like a damn frog.
How long can Patrick Mahomes be this iteration of Patrick Mahomes? I mean, because at some point.
So what's crazy is what's special we saw this year. It's not that he wasn't Patrick Mahomes for most of the season. Like, it wasn't that greatness where he was moving around, making 40-yard plays happen. He was much more surgical this year. So it's like the next iteration of Patrick Mahomes is actually even better than the first one because he's smarter now and he doesn't make the dumb mistakes and he can be a pocket passer and still carve you up. Like, that's, I think, what is really scary about the Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes, I don't even think has scratched his full potential yet.
Oh, no, I agree with you. I think he's the most talented quarterback we've ever seen. And I think even though he sounds like a frog, he's going to make that cool. He has already. No, Patrick Mahomes is incredible. He is the type of quarterback that everybody's looking for now. You're seeing all the articles being written. You have Yahoo Sports and ESPN and every outlet has written a story about how this guy's just like Patrick Mahomes. This guy's just like Patrick Mahomes.
No one's like Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly. Like, in the same way, while Tom Brady was in his prime, everybody was saying, we're all looking for our Tom Brady. It's like, yeah, but there's only really one.
Right.
Now, bigger conversation to have moving forward with Patrick Mahomes is kind of Steph Curry in the NBA. So a lot of people, when Steph Curry was first taking over the NBA and the Warriors were winning championship after championship, it was like, oh my God, this dude has redefined what it takes to win in basketball. And then you see it because in every AAU tournament now, there's 13-year-olds hucking up 3-pointers before they do anything else. And you're like, oh, this dude, Steph Curry, ruined the game of basketball. Is there ever going to be a moment where we look at Patrick Mahomes and say, oh, this dude ruined the game of football? Because now every quarterback growing up in 7-on-7 play is trying to do the Patrick Mahomes thing where they're scrambling around the pocket and throwing balls 40 yards down the field, and nobody is doing the old school what takes to win in football.
But I think as time goes on here and Patrick Mahomes continues to mature, you're going to see a little more old school what it takes to do in football. And the carving up the defense, being surgical about it, being methodical will come out more and more. I mean, it's as he matures from being the young, squirrely, who still had a fantastic arm, who still was making insane plays. He was also that dual threat. Well, that dual threat will start to back off because, I mean, age will catch up to him. But the thing that makes Patrick Mahomes so special is as he matures, he's actually getting better.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it, too. Like, think about he's turning 29 in September, right? He's been to 4 Super Bowls, which means that he's played almost a full season in the postseason. If you think
Right.
so as a starter, and we do this with LeBron James, like he's played like 2.5 extra years just when you look at postseason alone. So he's a 20-year pro, but he's really like a 22.5-year pro. Same thing with Patrick Mahomes. He's been starting for 6 years, but he's really been starting for 7, including the postseason. So yeah, as he ages and his body, you are the compilation of all of your injuries. I mean, you know that as well as a professional athlete. If you're driving around and you're like, yeah, that knee still hurts from when I slipped on ice when I was 17. Trust me, NFL football players feel that too.
Yeah, I mean, and the amount of information this guy has is so valuable to his team. He's only played in championship games. I mean, that's all this guy does. So building a team around him, even as they're coming in younger, he has so much knowledge to pass down and wisdom to put forth on his team. This is going to be a fantastic team if they can just keep some of the nucleus together.
Yeah. And by the way, we have our morning monologues in halftime, and on the other side, we have an update on how the Chiefs' life just got easier, along with the other 31 NFL teams, because something just happened explosive at the end of last week that is going to have a huge impact on the NFL this year.
Friday.
All right, Fletch, you've been waiting all day long, and really since Friday.
Really?
You've been off the air since yesterday.
Yeah. What do you need to get off your chest?
Well, TD mentioned it earlier today, how yesterday he was working in the backyard, and then all of a sudden he realized how much he misses the NFL, and I do too.
Mm-hmm.
I really do miss the NFL and everything.
Weeks.
Yeah, everything that goes with it.
I will remember you.
But I'm also really excited, because in the next couple months, we have some incredible sports on the calendar. Like March Madness, I don't even need to get into the craziness that has been college basketball this year, because A, you guys will probably make fun of me, and B, you'll see it unfold in front of you come March 17th, I think it's Selection Sunday. So we're like getting there in a hurry, but college basketball has been insanity all year long. The Masters is right after, or kind of during the very end of March Madness, where you'll have all the live golfers and all the PGA Tour golfers finally in the same area, and we can appreciate golf for what it is right now, which is some of the youngest, awesome talent that we've ever had in front of us at one time, and we haven't gotten to see it because they've been split up. And then, by the way, Padres baseball is coming, and if you're following like the career arc of Fernando Tatis Jr., it started so hot, right? And then it kind of fell off a map, whether it was injuries, whether it was PEDs. This season, he's coming in, quote unquote, fully clean. And we could see like a really special year from Fernando. That's the thing that gets lost in all the Padres negativity that I have going around in my head, and I know Padres fans have in theirs. But Fernando Tatis Jr. could be on the verge of a massive season, watching something special that doesn't happen in sports. I'm saying in San Diego especially, we got some months here that are going to be really, really awesome. And then, by the way, in the back burner, you got Sean Lewis coaching the Aztecs football team, and that could be something really special.
Yeah, spring practice is going to get started up here pretty soon. I'm really looking forward to that. And also, look, sprinkled in, you have your NFL fix. The combine starts this week. We'll have the NFL draft in April. Like, it doesn't go away completely. It never does. And actually, we have breaking news from the end of last week on the other side of halftime here. So we'll update you there. It never really completely goes away, but you don't have the games. Actually, mine's football related too. So my morning monologue is focused on Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Oh my God, did you see them holding hands at the zoo?
She's positively glowing.
She is very glowy. I will admit that much. It's kind of good for us all that this story has slowed down a lot. We're getting updates. We're hearing about them on her Australian.
He was in
Iris.
Australia.
That's right. That's right. Apparently she has strip club rules for Travis now. I mean,
he can't go.
Yeah. And also
not without me.
And also she changed some lyrics to a song.
Good
and was
Lord.
Talking about his, let's just say, little Travis or big Travis.
Apparently
he needs to release a Skims ad of his own.
My God.
Yeah. He's talking about how she has a bruised kidney now.
Yeah, sorry. Did you say the story has slowed down?
What?
It hasn't.
Okay. But it's not.
It's like, maybe it's gone from like 30 stories a day to 28.
But it's not as in your face as it was during the NFL season. Like every commercial, every weekend, you were reminded about this romance, this relationship, about this whirlwind story of love. And I'm not going to say, I'm not one of those, shake my fist at the clouds guys where I'm like, I hate young love. Like, screw these whippersnappers and their yo-yos and hula hoops and their Pac-Man video games. Like, that's not me. But I will say this, I needed a breather and I didn't even know it. It's kind of nice having a little distance between the injection that we were getting every weekend.
Well, it's kind of the same vein of like a hit song comes out. I don't know. The one that comes to mind is that Jack Harlow song that was released.
I don't wanna get you down.
Whichever one it is. That one.
Yeah.
You've heard it 22 million times where you go, I mean, if I could just not hear that every 8 minutes just for a sec, that'd be cool. I mean, I like the song, but now I'm like, oh, God.
I eat vanilla, baby. Yeah, ice cream strudel every day. I don't know the lyrics, but I make up my own.
Well,
I'm going to choke you, but I'm not no killer, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to choke you with an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
That's how I sing.
Yeah, we play it for you, but we can't.
Yeah, we are royalty free from here on out, and for good reason, because it's better.
Right. My monologue switches away from football and looks towards baseball here. Let me read you just a few headlines.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Juan Soto unapologetically reveling in Yankees' chance after a fast start.
Nice.
Juan Soto still a superstar. Juan Soto just homered off the scoreboard in his first spring training game as a New York Yankee.
Damn.
Juan Soto's amazing first day in Yankee pinstripes. Pinstripes look good on Juan Soto. Okay, look, stop trying to sell me on the idea that the Padres won this trade, because here's the deal. If Juan Soto had the exact same seasons as he did as a Padre playing for the Yankees still win this deal because of the electricity he brings to New York. I mean, that's it. It's the name. It's the electricity. Look at how just over the moon they are over this guy on a spring training home run, because it's awesome. Okay, so stop trying to sell me on the fact that they did this fantastic deal. Just be honest with me and be like, look, we had to cut payroll, and at the same time, we were trying to get a few players to fill some holes.
This is the best monologue you've ever had.
The end.
Yeah. I mean, you nailed it. So I try to put the lipstick on a pig sometimes myself, and I'm just like, yeah, but like, Juan really didn't work out here in San Diego. And then you look at his numbers, you go, oh, actually, he did, because even though he had a slow start after the trade 2 years ago, he really helped them in the postseason. He was in an integral part in the Dodgers, or I should say the beating the Dodgers in the divisional series. Juan Soto was fantastic in 2023's postseason, or 2022's. And then in 2023, it was one of the best bats on the team.
Was the best bat on the team.
So, yeah.
But the lipstick on the pig would have been if the Padres used the $30 million that they saved by getting rid of him.
Right.
They're not using it.
Right.
They did not win this deal.
No. or if you got like a boatload of like ready to go prospects, which who knows?
They might have.
Yeah.
Michael King might be a Cy Young candidate this year. But
to the front office, though, they won the deal. To the front office with saving money and then getting a few players. Like I said, you're plugging a couple holes, even if they're not fantastic plugs.
I am stunned that the Padres have not spent a dime of that money.
Oh,
like,
man,
it is
me.
actually, I'm
Not
blown away.
I know you are, but I and again, I told you
if
so.
They're going in with $160 million. That's an embarrassment.
But this is what I was talking about. Like, they made it very clear to at least me, like when I was reading the articles coming out about all of the reasons why the Padres can now save some money, and then all of the price changes for season ticket holders and all the conversations about the TV deal. I'm like, I'm always a why guy. I'm like, why are we hearing all this? Why do I need to know about the Padres' financial struggles? I'm just a fan. That's your problem.
Yeah, because I don't really care about your financial struggles. Like, I just sign some guys.
I said this last week or over the weekend. I was saying, like, nobody is like sitting at home going, geez, I hope on LeBron's next deal he gets paid what he's due. Nobody cares.
By the way, have you heard what he's asking for?
Oh, yeah. And
is it 60?
60 million
per year.
60 million a year.
He's probably worth it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so, but nobody cares. Like, all you cares is King James going to slam dunk the basketball?
Right.
Like, so I don't care if the Lakers make money or if the Padres make money or if the Dodgers make money or if the Milwaukee Brewers make money or if the San Antonio Spurs make money. Who cares? All I care about is the sports stuff. So when the Padres stuff started turning to, the front office has outstanding loans and this media rights deal is having a bad effect on things, I'm like, bingo, bango, bongo, we're finding out about this because they're going to be in price saving mode.
Well, and by the way, I mean, if you won a championship and you start bringing in more dollars, you can start paying back some of those loans.
No, I think if they won the World Series in 22, it would actually look a lot worse right now.
Do I want to cheer? I'm going to cheer everyone up.
Okay.
No, okay.
All right. What?
I'm going to cheer everyone
I don't
up.
like being cheered
in
up.
2 ways.
Okay.
In 2 ways.
Is it
And it's Padres related.
okay?
Is he the guy?
Okay. I'm interested.
Is he the guy?
I'm interested.
Did we find the guy yesterday at Padres spring training?
Talk to me.
Wait till you hear what we have for you on the other side, because you hear a couple of sound clips and all of a sudden you're like, we may have the guy.
The guy.
We may have found the guy.
I thought you were going to cheer me up with how good that guy looks.
Well,
behind
that's
the
the
glass.
second thing. That's the second thing. The
Good
second thing is, I
God.
mean, just look at Fletcher. Now.
Yeah, I'm sexy.
We talked about Taylor Swift.
And I do know it.
How glowy she was.
Right.
I mean, Fletcher, you're glowing.
Did you knock down that beard, by the way?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
And I trimmed up the neck.
Wow.
Did you do that because you knew you were going to be on TV?
I was on TV a lot.
I
You guys
saw
see?
it. Yep.
I actually, I ended up
I saw
catching
it.
a basketball
Definitely.
that went like right by Ted's
I
face.
saw it.
I wish you would have done that at the Harwood and Balls Classic.
Okay. So
When you
Padres
caught the
cutting
basketball,
weight.
Did you shoot the basketball?
No.
That would have been a
Yeah,
mistake.
that was about the same.
Padres cutting weight. Bad thing. Us cutting weight. Good thing.
Good.
Yep.
The three of us all lost a tremendous amount of weight, and it feels really good when people come up to us and they say, wow, you really did lose the weight. And we really did. And it's because of SDFatLoss.com. We're meeting with our friend Wayne on Thursday this week, actually, and you can meet with him pretty much any day you want to. Get on over to SDFatLoss.com. Wayne and Chloe will talk you through, in a free consultation, your roadmap to losing a bunch of weight, and it'll happen quick, man. That's the biggest thing. So if you got a wedding a couple months out and you want to look a little bit better, get on over to SDFatLoss.com today, because in 2 months, that's really all it takes to drop a tremendous amount of weight, and then they will build you out the roadmap for you to keep that weight off. Gone are the starvation diet plans. Do away with the latest fads and their long list of side effects. Just get on over to SDFatLoss.com and figure out how to lose the weight without cheating. There's no pills, no injections, no drugs. It's just simple weight loss, and they teach you how to do it. And if you're done being exhausted with that same stubborn weight problem that you can't seem to shake, learn how SDFatLoss.com can really fix it for you, and fix it in a hurry too. Like I said, the three of us lost the weight in 2 months, and then we've been keeping it off for the next 4 months. It's pretty simple when it breaks down to it. It's just hard work on your part. It's harder work on Wayne and Chloe's part to keep you in check. So get on over to SDFatLoss.com today. Start making a change in your life for tomorrow. And coming up, we got lots more to talk about as the NFL Combine gets going. Plus, the NFL did a thing, and it's a really big thing. We'll find out coming up next.
The NFL is blowing the lid off things. We'll explain coming up next.
This update is presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Starting off with the Aztecs. Good night on Saturday, guys. 173-41 over Fresno State at the Save Mart Center. Jaden Ledee notching his 10th double-double of the year. Quick turnaround for the Scarlet and Black. They got San Jose State tomorrow night at Viejas Arena before getting this weekend off. Padres spring training rolling on. Joe Musgrove, Michael King, both going to pitch today. Yu Darvish will make his spring debut tomorrow. NBA, Lakers fall to the Suns 123-113. Kings beat the Clippers in LA 123-107. And in the NFL, the Combine, the Underwear Olympics get going today out in Indy. Attention San Diego, flash sale at Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Book today and save 20% off any repair. Not good with any other offer. Replacements excluded. For more details, visit AndersonPHA.com.
Here, see? It's Big Rich CD and Flash here on San Diego Sports 760. We still got some giveaways for you. Chris Stapleton tickets. We also got Restaurant Week. Forgot where we're giving them away, though, as I said that.
Draft Republic.
Draft Republic. Yeah, Draft Republic. Also, it's J-Rip's birthday.
Yeah.
Jonathan Rifkin?
Yeah.
I texted him this morning and said, happy birthday, B-word.
Yeah. Apparently, we're not allowed to say that on the radio. I got dumped over the weekend for saying that. Wow.
Yeah. Did we get him anything?
Let's call him right now.
Yeah.
Let's just get him on the line. Give him a quick ring.
And speaking of calls, we got a call from Julian was it Friday?
It was Friday, yeah.
Who we were trying to set up date night here in studio. Have we heard anything back from Julian?
Not yet.
Yeah. He just thanked us on the text line. He said, lots of fun, fellas. I'll be checking back in with you.
Okay.
Really excited to hear back from him.
Yes, yeah. I really like to get this set up.
So, Julian, if you're listening, I believe we talked to him around the 7 o'clock hour. I forget exactly when. If you're listening today, at some point, text us.
Right.
We need to get filled in on how it's going with your jiu-jitsu partner who you have fallen for and asked out on a date.
Right.
So
are the phones working, by the way?
Oh, they are? Did you try calling him?
It's dialing right now.
Oh, good.
Oh,
good,
okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna leave him a long voicemail.
If he doesn't answer.
Yeah.
Get ready for voicemail.
Okay,
here we go.
Standing by.
Jonathan Rifkin, producer of Darren Smith Show, his voicemail on his birthday. I wonder how old he turns.
What's it? Is
Not
it
available.
There we go. Okay.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, J-Riff,
Yeah.
happy birthday,
Yeah,
dude.
buddy.
It's Big
Happy
Rich,
birthday.
TD, and Fletch with you. Just wanted to say, dude, one more trip around the sun, right?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Also, keep them dirty mitts off Jenna, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a sweet girl.
You're a real sicko.
Yeah.
Fletch, anything? You said you texted him this morning?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I conveyed everything he needs to know.
Wow, there you have it.
Good Lord.
How about this? I have something for you on your birthday. The closest you'll ever come to a brainstorm is a drizzle. How about that, you idiot?
Good Lord.
Take
I didn't
that.
know it was going to be harsh.
How about this? Your face just made me agnostic.
By the way, do you guys know he's vegan now?
Burned.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick burn, Rich.
He said he was vegan. Was it last Thursday?
I'm a loser.
J-Riff, we would explain to you what veganism is, but I neither have enough time nor the crayons necessary to explain that to you.
Wow.
Burned you again on your birthday, idiot.
Oh, wow. These are harsh.
Yeah, take that. You invited the roast master. Prepare to be roasted, J-Riff. Actually, he didn't invite us. We just called them. We cold called them. We're very sorry.
Are we still leaving him a message?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, let's keep
Should we just let
doing
it roll
Should
for the
we
rest
keep-
of the show?
Should we keep just burning them?
Yeah. Just keep sending zingers
How about
his
this?
way.
How about this, Rifkin? You could have been an extra in Chernobyl. Take that, dummy.
I don't get that one.
Just
Wow.
because the
Yeah.
radioactive.
Huh.
No, they're not all winners. Anyways, we can smell smoke in the studio. Were you thinking again?
Oh.
This guy can't think.
That computer burned.
Okay.
Wow.
Anyways, happy birthday, idiot face. We love you. Not.
Jeez.
I think that went well.
That was a rough call.
Dude, look, when I go in on someone, I can't even stop
I
myself.
couldn't hold you back.
Yeah, I'm
It
sorry.
was happening.
I'm sorry. Anyways, being bitter won't make you prettier.
Jeez.
I'm reading these off
Well,
a website.
Wow. UGLY. He ain't got no alibi. He ugly. He ugly.
Oh,
Okay.
Not really though. Like J-Riff's like a pretty chiseled dude.
He really, I mean,
Yeah.
dude, J-Riff, he's like the duckling who's turning into the swan in front of all of us.
Right.
Like he's really, and he's doing it on the wings of his latissimus dorsi. Anyways, moving on from the birthday boy to the man of the hour, the man of the moment, Jackson Merrill. Did you see him yesterday?
pretty good.
Jackson Merrill, prospect out of the Padres farm system. We're going to be leaning on him a little
It'd
bit.
be really cool if it was like all this was happening and he was still a couple years away from the big leagues.
Right.
But
Yeah.
But we need him.
Yeah.
like now.
Because there is a little bit of that, right? Where you're going, I mean, yeah, he's pretty good. I mean, we could probably make that work right now. We'll just make that work right now.
Well, I think we need it to
Yeah.
work right now. So
Well,
this
here's
is
the
what-
difference between this year and last year, right? Like last year, the lineup, we already basically knew what it was at this point. This year, there's so much competition for these jobs. And like last year, you had the luxury of looking at spring training and be like, oh, in a couple years, that guy's going to be so good.
Okay, so yesterday against Cubs, they shut him out. He has a 2-hit day.
Azokar hit a homer.
It was a good outing for the Padres. It was the first really like good all around outing for the Pods. They're 1-3 in spring training. It doesn't really matter. But Jackson Merrill, he was answering questions after his spring training debut about facing real big league talent on the mound. Here's what he said. Hang on.
Wait, yeah, What jazz band's in the background?
Okay, hey, I love the music.
Yeah, I mean,
mean-
there's a party.
But that's what old Scottsdale spring training is like. It's awesome.
Golly.
Secondarily, did you hear the way that guy talks?
Yeah, right.
Does he wake up in the morning and piss excellence?
I believe so.
Is that what he's
He's
doing?
a big, hairy winning machine.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
a big, hairy American winning machine, Jackson Merrill. Woo! Dude, I am a Jackson Merrill fan all of a
I'm
sudden.
buying a jersey.
I might. Yeah.
He's got nice facial hair.
Actually, he's got the Merced chops.
He does.
Yeah.
They connect under the chin.
He looks like about 90 different dudes I grew up with.
Dude, 100%. He's wearing the glasses on top of his head. Like you could tell when he goes out to the parking lot, he's got a 6-inch lift kit on that 150.
I like that, man. I like that. He's around 35.
All right, so here's the next question that he answered. So he was reacting to his contributions during the shutout victory yesterday over the Cubs. And listen to the way he talks. Like, is this a minor leaguer looking to crack a roster, or is this a 15-year pro? You be the judge. Okay, so deflecting praise,
Right.
talking about his teammates,
Humble.
humble.
Looks like he listens to Limp Bizkit.
But he's a Fred Durst fan.
And the hot dog flavored water.
There's no question. There's no question about that.
I mean,
those starfishes,
They're chocolate.
they're chocolate. That's right.
I'm all in.
Dude, I'm a Jackson Merrill. Like, I might make the website. I'm a Jackson Merrill fan.
He wears Doucher 3000s.
Dude, he like, so we were giving out Pit Viper sunglasses at the big game tailgate party at KMB Bistro. Like, I'm pretty sure he was one of the people calling in to win those.
I think he did win them.
Yeah, he's wearing them.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Look.
I really hope he's good.
Same. Well, I mean,
Well, he had
for a number of reasons.
Dude, he had 2 hits against Cubs in spring training.
You're right.
He's good.
He's good, right? Sit this boy down and you keep him cool
Now
until kickoff.
He's going to be playing out of position. He's going to be playing left field, most likely opening day for the Padres. He's a shortstop. Like, that's what he is. But the Padres, everyone's a shortstop on this team.
Oh, that's
so.
fine. Yeah.
You have a right fielder who's a shortstop. Why not get a left fielder who's a
You
shortstop?
have a second baseman who's a
You
shortstop.
have a first baseman who's a shortstop.
I mean, you have a third baseman who can play shortstop.
In fact, he started out as a shortstop.
Dude, so
I mean,
yeah,
those
like,
are some gold douchers.
dude, he is okay. So listen, nobody messes with Jackson Merrill. Okay. Also, don't mess with Clark Kent. This on the other side, because even though he's wearing glasses and maybe they're not the douchers, maybe they're like reading glasses.
Yeah.
Underneath that sports jacket, there's the Superman cape.
He's still there.
He's still there. So we'll get to that on the other side. But first, want to talk to everybody about the footwear I'm wearing. So more importantly, what's in them. I have these arch supports from the Good Feet store, and I've complained about back pain for years. I mean, I'm sure my poor wife is tired of hearing about it, or was, I should say, because after going to the Good Feet store, a lot of that was resolved. It's really incredible. I had no idea how much importance is placed on the foundation of your body, but the arches on your feet, if you just get the right posture, if your feet are set up the right way when you're walking around, you can alleviate knee pain, back pain, hip pain. All 3 I was struggling with those, but even foot pain or ankle pain or even neck pain, because obviously if you're standing the right way, your posture's better, even your neck pain could improve. At the Good Feet store, they have these arch supports. They're made right here in Carlsbad. So you're buying local when you buy with the Good Feet store. It's an incredible product. All 3 of us wear these arch supports. We've all had great results from them. So if you're struggling with lower body joint pain, you need to get your hands on a pair of these arch supports at the Good Feet store. Check them out at goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com. Happy Monday. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. San Diego Sports 760. Boy, do we have a lot to update everybody on.
Yeah.
We'll get to Superman under attack in a moment here. But first, a quick update from the text line. Julian has texted back in. So this is the jiu-jitsu player who met the love of his life at his jiu-jitsu class.
Right.
You know, they've rolled, they've tangled. Okay.
Yeah.
They've submitted each other.
Hell yeah.
In jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. In jiu-jitsu. Right. Sorry.
Right.
But he wants to take this unlikely pairing to the next level.
Right.
He said she's a 10 out of 10. He called her a piece.
He did. That was in quotes.
That was that's Julian, not me.
No, yeah, right.
I've never met this lady who I believe he called Bethany on her show.
Man, we're gonna need pictures.
Yeah,
is that what he called? Jessica
Jessica Rabbit.
Wait,
we were calling. So
what's her real name will be Bethany.
Yeah, probably will be. But so it's Julian and Jessica Rabbit, and he's chasing the rabbit. And so we were talking about it a second ago. We're saying, yeah, he needs to text back in because we offered a date, a first date on this show.
Right.
So he texted in, all right, guys, I'm going double or nothing. I'm going to ask her again tonight. I'll let you know how it goes. Julian, sweeten the pot. Tell her that you will bring her to a radio studio who is now completely up to date and filled in on this romance or budding romance. And we will help you sweep her off her feet.
Right. We will set up the first date right here on the air. It'll be perfect.
And it's gonna extend. Like, we don't half-ass
it
things.
will.
Like, you saw the big game tailgate.
When we can put about Julian.
A little bit of that too.
Yeah. Well, the man zone.
Yeah.
A little bit of thought into this thing. Like, this will be a 12-hour date that is going to be magic.
It's going to be fantastic. By the way, if she does shoot you down, you don't need to stop at double or nothing. Go best out of 5. And then if that doesn't work, best out
Find
of
someone
7.
else.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, find someone else.
Or that, honestly, we're not going to stop here.
We've never seen this lady. You could just lie.
Well, yeah. But even if she turns around, it's kind of a funny story if we're on to like the third try.
Yeah, right.
And then we have to tell the person who comes in, like, listen, you weren't the first choice, but that's okay because you're the first we've seen.
If she says no, either way, can we call her? I mean, also ask that.
This is going to be huge.
Because here's the thing. If she does say no and you do allow us or she allows us to call her, we'll turn that into a yes. We're basically the closers here.
We are. We're going to make a dream come true for both parties, because maybe it's going to take, like, you know how like sometimes you watch the teen movie where it's like the ugly duckling that turns into the swan. We were just talking about this with J-Riff, right? A complete makeover. You know, you take those glasses off and those overalls that have been stained with the paint because you're the artsy dude.
Right.
And then we'll turn you into the fox.
Yeah.
That Jessica Rabbit is looking for.
Yeah. Like, She's All That. It's a classic early 2000s film.
In this case, it's He's All That.
He's All That. You've seen Clueless, right?
Yeah, of course you have. Anyways, a viral video was posted on X of former Panthers star quarterback Cam Newton just leveling dudes.
Well,
okay. He was accosted by a 7-on-7 football team called the TSP Crew at his own 7-on-7 football tournament that he puts on with his charitable foundation, I think.
Yeah.
So he was under attack. And so a pair of assailants first come in and try to throw haymakers at him. And Cam Newton, while there's 7 people attacking him, is just on his feet, returning fire.
He looks so much bigger than everyone else.
Oh my gosh.
He's so big.
Dude, they couldn't take him down.
No. Like a third jumped in and threw a punch, which I think landed, but he ate it like he's Mike Tyson in his prime. It was unbelievable.
It was a little bit like when Cam Newton was playing football and people were trying to tackle him.
Yeah, there were 7 people on him at one point, and he never went down. All of a sudden, I'm like, wait. Maybe a team could use him.
Well, he wasn't trying to throw. When they were punching.
He didn't have to read coverage during the time.
Yeah.
But it was like a 20 to 30 second long fight. And then finally the event staff and security came in, broke things up. I have no idea. Still, there's no news on how it started or what the heck happened, but he basically was jumped. That's what everybody's saying who was there.
It'd be great if this turns out to be like a tryout video that he ends up using.
Remember those
staged
Play 60 advertisements where the little kid was saying he was going to come into the NFL and take Cam Newton's job, like the little tiny white kid? They're saying that he organized this.
Well, he grew up and he wants a piece.
he's still coming at Cam Newton.
Dude, it was nuts. If you haven't seen the video yet, it's floating around on X still. Cam Newton, dude, okay. All right. So teenagers, let's say between the ages of 13 and 16. How many teenagers, Fletch, do you think it would take to take you down?
13 and 16?
13 to 16.
Like 3, maybe,
Okay.
maybe even less, probably 2.
Wow.
How about you? I have.
Are they closer to 13 or closer to 16?
It's a mixed bag.
But that's a really important question.
That is true.
Because if you ask me, like, how many 10-year-olds could I take down before they got me to the ground, like, the number is huge.
Yeah, I bet you I could fight off 30 10-year-olds. But when you get to 13, that number's going to decrease to 6 or 7.
Dude, 10-year-olds?
And then-
Look, I'm raising an 8-year-old. I'm telling you, I would unlimited. I would mow through an unlimited amount of 10-year-olds.
You don't think they'd be able to get you, like, as you're fighting from the front, like 10 or 12, all of a sudden 20 of them just take over from the backside?
that's a good
Depends on
point.
if they're coordinated, if they learn how to use, like, leverage and stuff to get up and get you by your shoulders.
That's true. Like, and also, you'll tire after kicking, like, 30 of them in the face before they overtake you.
Like,
But
between
also,
13 and
though-
16, though, that's when they're starting to get, like, testosterone. They're starting to grow a little bit.
Yeah, 16. And at 16, they're going to get, just dirty. There's going to be a lot of scratching.
So much
yeah.
acne, too. There's going to be pus all over you.
They know
Oh my
where all
God.
the soft spots
Right,
are.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. And so, 13 to 16, I feel like that number decreases rapidly. It's down to 2 or 3. But, like, also, if you're going like 10-year-olds or less, like, you have some psychological warfare. So if you, like, really go after one of them, you're going to scare off a bunch.
13 to 16. This is probably absurd. 13 to 16 years old. I'm going to say 10 would be the max. I feel like
You're a bigger dude, though.
yeah, I feel like I would freak out and scare a lot of them with the first strike.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
if
that's
I
true.
saw it coming too, like if like it was all of a sudden it was like ready fight.
The first
Yeah.
kid might be dead.
Yeah, like and I would come out. I would like it would for
Rich wins.
it would be like no holds barred. I'd tear an arm off and I'd start swinging at
Fatality.
people. I'm like Goro wins. Where did all those extra arms come from?
What would the first attack be? Would it be a kick or a punch?
I would headbutt.
Oh, that's a show of dominance.
Intimidation.
Yeah.
Dude, I would go in forehead first and I would try to remove teeth that way. Like, I don't know if it would work because actually now that I'm thinking about it, the same thing you said about the 10-year-olds, I would tire fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden somebody for example, like a young Julian puts me in a rear naked choke. It's over. It's
right.
curtains,
That is
baby.
true. But where they would fail with me is my resourcefulness to use things as weapons.
Oh,
No
yeah.
weapons.
Well, but no weapens at all.
No weapons.
Like I
You're
can't just find something.
You're in a room, man. There's 10 of them. They're circled around you. What's your first move?
I think
Age varies from 13 to 16.
my first move is I attack first.
Oh, yeah,
and
I'm picking up
and
one
I
of the
go in with the right
13-year-olds and
hand.
throwing them at the 16-year-old.
No, go after the 16-year-old. Like it'll be
Yeah, take the 16-year-old first.
Yeah, you want to be fresh. Like go at them and go for the gusto.
Right.
And then worry about the rest of them, with the boot party because people are coming in landing kicks while you're taking care of business.
Yeah.
Oh man, the first shot is so important.
Do I have shoes on? I can't even take a shoe
No,
off
you got
and swing
shoes
it
on.
around. Okay.
Yeah, maybe take a shoe
Yeah,
off.
I feel like
But then you compromise your foot if you need to kick.
but I got slip-ons. They slip right back on.
Oh, weird. I wear wooden clogs with brass knuckles inside.
That's
you
funny.
all are in big
Interesting.
truck of
Interesting.
Why do I
Yeah,
kind of want to
you-
see this play out?
You ever taken an arch support to the face?
Like, I don't want to do this, but I sure would like to see you two do this.
Why does he keep you shouting good feet every single time he roundhouses a 10-year-old? Jeez.
Listen,
Yeah.
Can Dana
I don't
White
know if we could
organize
set
this?
that up.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he can. He has slap fighting.
like
Ultimate
10v1?
slap fight.
Well, probably not in the United States, and we'd probably have to stream this illegally.
Let's go offshore. It's pirate UFC.
Kenny Powers did it.
It's kids versus adults.
Rent an aircraft carrier, Dana White, and we will fight children in international waters. Live streaming. Done.
You're gonna need an infinite number of children though, because we don't know our limitations.
Yeah, we do need a lot of kids. Boy, oh boy, it's heading somewhere dark. Look, anyways, guys, Padres spring training, like it's up and running. We've got some updates and notes to pass along, and we haven't gotten to this story, but the lid got blown off the cap. We'll explain next.
This update presented by Progressive Insurance, starting off with Aztecs. Good night on Saturday. The guys won 73-41 over Fresno State. Up at the Save Mart Center, Jaden Ledee notching his 10th double-double of the season. Quick turnaround. They got San Jose State tomorrow night at Viejas Arena. Then they get the weekend off. Padres spring training rolling on. Joey Musgrove, Michael King, both going to pitch today. Yu Darvish making his spring debut tomorrow. NBA, the Lakers fall to the Suns 123-113 in Phoenix. Kings beat the Clippers in LA 123-107. And in the NFL, Combine gets going today out in Indy. Progressive Insurance is making it easy to save money when you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters. You'll earn multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
Happy Monday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. San Diego Sports 760. Okay, so yeah, Padres did have a little bit of a turnaround, right? A shutout victory over the Cubs. Are you kidding me? In February, you know what that means. World Series, here we come.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
I mean,
Super Bowl.
try to stop us now.
Yeah, can't stop, won't stop.
Hashtag,
That,
hashtag
last
can't stop, won't stop.
Conversation about punching kids
Mhm.
Yeah.
really struck a chord with our listeners.
Oh.
858. You grab a kid and use him as a weapon. Pick up a skinny 10-year-old and swing him or throw him.
Yeah.
858, different 858. I have a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old son. I volunteer them to fight Rich. 760. Good morning, my guys. You need to grab one of them punks by the back shirt and use him as a shield. Keep him in front the whole time. 760. Just crying, laughing emojis. 808. I'm getting Napoleon Dynamite vibes with this kid fight. Bow to your sensei.
Yeah. Have you ever been roundhouse kicked to the face by a guy wearing pants like this?
This is my wife, Sheila. Those are real.
Dude, 1000%. So this is all stemming from the conversation about how Cam Newton fended off 7 flag football players.
Yeah. But like adults.
Yeah, but yeah, like they were like, older teenagers.
Right.
And then we went down the path of like, how many 10-year-olds could you fight off at once? How many 13 to 16-year-olds, like teenagers, can you fight off? And so the text line, if you want to weigh in as well, 70470, start your message with team. I said 10. Fletch and TD, they're around 3 or 4.
Okay, different, but 13 to 16-year-olds, like 2 or 3, like they can probably get you down. 10-year-olds, I think it's like 100.
Yeah. I mean, 10-year-olds would be until I just give up.
Dude,
until I get too tired.
Yeah. Right.
I'm saying like 10-year-olds, dude, if you watch 10-year-olds play at a park, for example, like they're still figuring out coordination and they scare easy.
Right.
So if you go into an absolute Hulk rage, you're going to create a wide berth.
But you think like with like a 10-year-old, if you knock their head, like there's probably tears. But like a 16-year-old, you knock your head, now they're fired up, they're angry.
Yes, because testosterone has entered the conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. The 10-year-olds, there's going to be a lot of crying. And also, like, I feel like there'll be some breaks where if you're like loud enough and there's enough bodies just strewn around you, like you can have some sports gels like those marathon runners use.
Good idea.
And you could like re-energize.
Right. Yeah. Like if I have a pack of Gatorade gum in my pocket.
Yeah.
I mean,
are we didn't talk about this. No
forever.
Weapons, but can we like bring our own sports enhancement
Do we
drugs?
have a Pedialyte or a Prime? Wait, hold on. If I'm fighting,
I'm not making these rules.
If I'm fighting a 16-year-old, I feel like if I hit them hard enough, a Prime drink will probably fall out of their pocket.
Yeah, because they got to have the cred.
You got to have the cred.
You got to have the cred. I drink Prime. I've got cred. So I'm just so I can really think like a 10-year-old.
Quick disclaimer: we do not want to punch 10-year-olds.
Oh,
We're saying if the
no.
opportunity was there, it would take 100 of them to bring us down.
Well, because it's like you're thinking like, okay, if it was the end of the world type of thing, a Walking Dead situation.
Or
look at the top text and do not read it out loud.
Okay, why? What did they write? I'm sure it's very measured based on the conversation we're having.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. That's not great.
760 bad.
You're a bad boy or girl. We don't know your gender. Sorry for misgendering you.
I can't even log into the text right
It's
now.
fine.
It's fine.
Look, here's the deal. The Padres are off to a hot start,
Yeah,
guys.
They are.
Wow. Okay.
If the Padres were playing 10-year-olds,
yeah, well,
like,
things would be different.
right? I mean,
Things would be different. different.
So I'm saying
Okay.
undefeated, I'd say.
So I'm gonna read the hit list. I want you guys to react to each one. Okay, here we go. This is the notes that I've taken from what we've seen through 4 games. It's a 1-3 start for the Padres. Here we go. Okay. So remind you, lost 2 straight to the Dodgers, lost to the Milwaukee Brewers, beat the Cubs in shutout fashion yesterday. Machado's debut Saturday, first game since elbow surgery, made his return. He hit a double. He scored in the first inning, grounded out in the third.
Woo!
Yeah! Machado's back.
He's back.
Woo!
He's back. He's fired up. It's rock and roll. Things are better in the clubhouse.
I mean,
no more animosity.
No, none.
Things
That's
are great.
been reported. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a note. Here's another note. Ready?
Okay.
Yu Darvish is going to have his spring training debut tomorrow. No hiccups in his comeback from injury.
We'll see.
Okay, sorry.
Well,
sorry, might have spoke too
I
soon.
guess only time will tell at the moment. But
Let's not jinx that.
Hold on,
What are you really expecting from the first go? Maybe he gets an inning in.
Yeah, it's going to be
right.
1 inning.
Right.
It'll be like 20 to 30 pitches. Yeah.
How many? It's not going to be a Musgrove outing, is it? Like 8 runs out of the get go.
Well, Joe Musgrove, he pitches today.
Okay.
Well, here's
all
the
right.
reason the
It's a
first Joe
redemption tour
Musgrove,
today.
the first Joe Musgrove outing was fine because he came in and left the game healthy.
Yeah, that's
Who cares what happens in these games? But the Yu Darvish one, it's going to be the same thing. Does the elbow look okay? Is he coming in and leaving healthy?
Do you know that this is a sidebar? I read this recently. Do you know that Nolan Ryan, when he tore his UCLA or UCLA, when he tore his UCL, he wasn't 100% sure that he completely tore his UCL. His next pitch clocked in at 98 miles per hour.
It's ridiculous.
Dude, what
It's ridiculous.
That guy was made of different stuff than the rest of us.
Yeah. Did you watch that documentary? I forgot what it's called.
On it was like Being Nolan.
Being Nolan,
or
whatever it was.
Chasing Ryan, whatever the name.
Yeah. But it was spectacular. At the end of his career, they were like, no, I mean, basically his bones were gravel rubbing against each other, and he was still throwing no hitters. I mean, what?
Well, so anyways, Joe Musgrove's healthy. That's a good thing.
Also, I still feel like Musgrave has so many other.
Yeah, but that's not his name.
But I mean, like, but
That's where the conversation is.
burying the competition.
But it's not his name.
Yeah, I know. But like Musgrove, like, what are you gonna say? Like Musgrove, you pick your pitch.
It's like, also it's like you call him Java Joe. That's a cool nickname.
That's a cool nickname.
But hang on. If you change just one letter to Musgrave, you call him the Grave Digger.
Oh my god!
But it's not his name.
But then you got a Monster Jam sponsorship.
Oh my god!
But that's the issue. It's not his name.
Can you imagine if he becomes the Grave Digger driver in the offseason?
Hold on. Can you imagine, like, when he gets the call, Gravedigger brings him out to the mound?
You guys are still doing this. He's also a starting pitcher. He's not getting a call from a bullpen. But you guys are still doing this. It doesn't make any sense. The logic is off.
They drive out like 90s era Toyota Corollas for the monster truck to roll over, and then they back them out into the outfield wall
This
again.
isn't Pro League Mexico baseball with Kenny Powers. This is the freaking Major League.
He's just humping the air, and fireworks are going off as
he's thrusting forward.
I wish this was the case, but the logic doesn't add up.
Holy smokes.
Okay, back to speaking of injuries.
Because the Grove Digger is not as cool.
Definitely not. I mean, because it's like, what is he planning an orchard?
Right.
Yuki
Aren't you
Matsui.
glad you didn't see Musgrave?
Yuki Matsui is a reliever, so we could have an interesting entrance for him as well. We just need him to get to the regular season healthy.
Okay.
Yeah, back spasms.
Okay. That's not good.
Not good. Yeah, so one of the games against the Dodgers, he went out there and had a 1-2-3 inning. I think it might have been the first game against Dodgers. It was awesome. He struck out 3 batters, then took a seat, and then he had back spasms the next day. So he's day-to-day right now.
What would his entrance be? I mean, Matsui, I don't know. You have like lawyers come out. It's brought to you by the Law Tigers.
Yeah. Okay. The Law Tigers. Dude, or Matsui. Hideki Matsui, they called him Godzilla. So maybe you could just borrow the name.
It's like only mildly racist.
Wait,
why is that? No, what? They called him that in New York with the Yankees forever. He loved the nickname.
But if he's okay with it,
what
great.
was the metal one called? Like Mega.
I forget. But I don't know. Yeah, we'll talk to Yuki about it.
Mecca.
It was
Mechazilla.
Mechazilla. Also, Jackson Merrill had a 2-hit day yesterday. Okay, could you pull up really quick the Jackson Merrill sound again? Maybe get the second clip, because that's where he really sounded like a big leaguer. Like he was just like rattling off some answers that you would hear from a guy who's in his 15th year. He's just been spitting chaw in the dugout or chewing sunflower seeds. He's a salty old vet, but he says all the right things.
I love him.
He's going to lead this club. Listen to Jackson Merrill. This is a kid in the minor league Padres system who had a 2-hit day yesterday against the Cubs talking about the outing.
Man, did you guys hear anywhere in that? Sometimes we just give up out there.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that.
I
Give
didn't
it like
hear
4
that.
months.
Wow. Before you start saying sometimes just give up out there.
That's how long it took Soto.
Wow. By the way, your water bottle, I keep thinking is like one of those like wash beads bottle of like Downy softener.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
good call. Yeah. It's it's that core water. It's in the same bottle as like
Yeah.
we're gonna freshen your laundry.
Right. Huh. Are you sure you're okay with drinking that?
Yeah, it's water.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Okay.
fun.
All right.
All right. So I just think that Jackson Merrill pushes all the right buttons. I hope he can play at the major league level because they kind of need him to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he looks the part. I mean, look at any picture. Type in Jackson Merrill. You just did this. You did an image search on Google and you just look at him. He's wearing the sunglasses.
Golly.
He's got the facial hair.
Yeah.
He looks like.
He's got a cool arm tattoo.
Does he really?
Yeah, look at the arm tattoo.
He's like a Madden
Yeah,
creative
dude,
player.
I don't know. And like it's a man creative. It's halfway covered up, but it looks like there's a sword.
Yeah.
I mean,
What?
this guy's basically on 300.
I'm fine saying it. The biggest Jackson Merrill fan right now. So that's
Well,
fine.
Then I will get right in line. Number 2, right here.
Okay. You want to get online too?
I hope it works. That's
do you
kind of
mean
where I'm
hope
at
it
with the
works?
Padres. Like they've done zero to earn my excitement right now.
That seems.
I don't.
Jackson Merrill, I hope he's
yeah.
awesome.
You just.
Like I hope he's great.
So what do you see out of one game that you're not convinced he's going to be an all-star this year?
Right.
It's one game in spring training.
Yeah, but wait a second.
Wait,
Like
hold
we
on.
were pretty convinced when we saw Fernando Tatis Jr. out there flashing leather, hitting baseballs.
Right.
Remember?
Right.
That he was helping to lift us out of the slums where we once resided.
So let's go back to that year. What was it, like 2018, 2019, somewhere in there when Fernando Tatis Jr. made his spring debut and everyone was kind of saying, well, if they just wait one more year, then they get him for an additional year of control on the back end, or even if it was like waiting 4 weeks into the season or something. I can't remember the exact timetable. But Fernando Tatis Jr. was imperative that he was going to be in the opening day roster because he was that good. He like made it to where the Padres couldn't not have him on the opening day roster. Is one game enough to give you that feeling about Jackson Merrill? I hope it's the case. Like, I hope it's the fact that the Padres say we have to have this kid up there. He's 20 years old. Let's remember that. We have to have him on the team because he's simply too good not to be there. Or is this a situation where like the Padres just have that many holes to where they're trying to force him up?
Well, okay. So, I mean, sometimes though, invention, necessity is the mother of invention.
That's true.
Sometimes because you're forced into a situation where you have to get creative, all of a sudden that creativity it pays off dividends. So for the Padres, it's happened in the past where an unlikely hero has appeared on the roster, somebody you weren't expecting to have a successful season. Look at last year. Waka and Lugo were arguably the best arms in the rotation. They were the healthiest. They were the best performing.
Should be great if they were back.
It sure would be. It would help having more starting pitchers than just 2.
Tell me how you feel about this.
Okay, let me hear it.
Farrell Merrill.
Yeah.
Dude's wild. The dude's wild.
Farrell Merrill. Dude,
Wild.
you're pretty good with nicknames.
I mean, like, I feel like I'm kind of the nickname guy.
It has an effect on me. When you just said that,
Right?
I felt that in my plums.
Well, what I got is a little recap of what we were just talking about. Farrell Merrill, been looking pretty decent in the outfield his first 2 games, but yesterday he helped the offense get fired up. He was the Padres' designated hitter in a 7-0 victory over the Cubs. Went 2 for 2 with a double and a walk, 2 ribbies and a run. Also Manny Machado doubled on his first Cactus League at bat. Oh, how about that? Center fielder Cody Bellinger returns to the Cubs after a prolonged free agency. He and the Chicago Cubs are in agreement on a 3-year, $80 million contract. It's according to ESPN. Bellinger will receive opt-outs after the first 2 years of the deal. He gets $30 million, and then he's owed $20 million on year 3. Out in racing, man, Sunday's Am Better Health 400 NASCAR Cup Series race at Atlanta Motor Speedway ended in a 3-wide photo finish.
What?
There were 3 cars wide, like it was a horse race. But check this out. Daniel Suarez eked out a victory over Ryan Blaney in what looked to be about an inch over the finish line. NASCAR timing and scoring showed Suarez ahead of Blaney by 0.003 seconds at the stripe with Kyle Busch, man.
I cannot wait till Suarez starts doing commercials. Like he stands in front of a camera. He's just like, hey, I'm Ryan Suarez. And when you're working on your mysterious lady parts stuff, you should have the right tools too. That's why you should use Baypax, the official tampon of NASCAR.
1,000%. Like, or like, how about this one? Hey guys, do you finish too fast like me? Like that would just go well.
With Slow 2, you will too enhance your pleasure in your bedroom.
That's a little Dr. Phil. Did we get NBA scores?
Do you want some NBA scores?
I would love so.
We'll be right back after this break
with some NBA scores. Sack Ramen Toad Noodled the Clippers 123-107.
All right, we'll keep it right here.
The Hornetsy Needled the Trailblazers 93-80.
Nitsy needled?
Just trying to get knitting needled in there somehow.
Jesus.
You tomatoed the Spurs 128-109. This is a good one right here. I like this one. Here
Okay, go ahead.
Chicago likes the cause. Chicago boomed the Pelicans 114-106. Fletch doesn't even know that song. It's sad. Denver Mecton, the Warriors 119-103. Oklahoma's where the heart is. The Rockets 123-110. Milwaukee Talkie, the 76ers 119-98. And Phoenixy Minaj, the Lakers 123-113.
So you just go like last 3 letters of the team now?
Well, that's just kind of where I'm at because I'm running out. It's getting difficult.
So the NBA season doesn't have that much time left.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a piece of cake.
Yeah, this is
trying to get to the end.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Right.
Everything's fine.
Right.
Wow.
What was the one you really liked that you said was going to be a good one?
Chicago likes the cause. Chicago boomed. We're Tigra and Bunny, and we like the boom. You don't know this song?
Come on.
Wow.
Oh, listen,
That's really
some things are not for everyone.
Well, I'm telling you, the text line knows.
Oh,
The
yeah.
text line's already saying take a lap.
Ah, dang it.
Okay, here he goes. Yeah, that's a text
That wasn't
line.
even from me. That was from the text line.
Dude, yeah. Wow. There's more than one. Yeah, actually, we're getting some reaction from the Padres. One of our texters said he likes Matsui. He throws that filthy fire. He really does. If you watched any of the strikeouts, I mean, look, he's thrown.
Didn't he strike out the side his
Yeah.
first appearance?
Yeah,
And he is filthy. Like it's going to be great. Hopefully he's healthy for the start of the season. Like that's the biggest thing with this Padres team. It feels like this year more so than any of the past few when they've been in this window. Health is going to be so much more of a question mark and so much more important.
There's no question health is going to be important. I want to re-emphasize how we can help the Padres with their nickname game. Because we have basically a random nickname generator on this show named Travis Dale.
The Conky 9000.
Dude, he really, we took the Conky 9000 out back, the machine that we used to play Dirty Word Wednesdays with, and we put a bullet in it. And then all of a sudden from its ashes rose this phoenix. It's Travis Dale, nickname maker.
Phoenixy Minaj?
Like Farrell Merrill? Farrell Merrill? Are you
Come
kidding
on,
me?
man. Come on.
It's good
Can
stuff,
you believe
man.
it? I mean, I can see right now all like the feral cat posters and cardboard cutouts in the stands.
Can you imagine? All right, so check this out. Can you imagine if like Farrell Merrill was like, I don't know, doing like an appearance at a restaurant, a local restaurant, say a restaurant during restaurant week, say Draft Republic, for example.
Okay, I like it.
And like you just see the banner out front, like San Diego welcome Farrell Merrill, Jackson Merrill. Or I guess it would be Jackson Farrell Merrill. Look, we're working on it.
Here's what we'll do here.
But check it out.
I need the full list of your nicknames for the projected starters for the 2024 Padres team,
Okay.
and I'll AI all the nicknames you have. So Farrell
good idea.
Merrill will have like this
Yeah.
AI craziness, and then we'll make a little TikTok video.
Does he walk out to catch scratch fever?
If he doesn't, he's doing it wrong.
I'm saying, man.
Bow, bow, now. Friggin' bow, now, bow. Cats, fever. Bow, bow. Golly.
Richie, you mentioned Draft Republic.
Oh, I certainly did.
Oh.
And we have a $50 gift card for you to go out and enjoy Draft Republic on us. That's right. March 3rd through March 10th, it's restaurant week. So we're kicking it off early here on Big Rich Stadium Fletch. We're giving you a $50 gift card. If you call in at 8:26, let's say 8:26, that's about a minute away. If you call in at 8:26, you will win the $50 gift card. 877-767-4760 or 877-SORG-760 on your touch tone pad. All right, a lot of show to get to, but before we get to the rest of it, we really need to check in on TD. I got to tell you, these laps that you're running, because it's a daily event now,
Right.
plus the help of Wayne and Chloe at SD Fat Loss.
Right.
I mean, look at you.
Well, you know what's great is losing 30 pounds in 8 weeks, and I did it without laps. I did it without exercise.
What?
I did it without counting calories. I did it without eating some weird granola bar, drinking some weird shake. I did it all
For the nookie.
For the nookie. That's correct. All right. So you can take that cookie and stick it up your. Yeah, that's right. No, look, Wayne and Chloe over at SD Fat Loss, they will show you how to lose weight quickly as well without exercise and counting points and calories and all the stuff I just listed off there. They're going to show you the correct way to lose weight fast. But then here's the best part. No yo-yo. No yo-yos. No yo-yo dieting.
None in sight.
You're going to lose the weight and then you're going to keep the weight off. Because if you're doing one of these fad medication diets that are all the rage these days with people doing it wrong, once you stop this fad medication, whatever this prescription drug diet may be, you're going to gain all the weight right back and then probably even more. And they call that yo-yo dieting. And that's what you don't want to do. So go to sdfatloss.com. Like I said, they're going to show you the quick, easy, healthy way to lose weight. Wayne and Chloe over there who are stopping by this Thursday. And you guys keep talking about Wayne. I mean, we got Chloe coming by, folks.
Honestly, yeah.
And
Wayne, we're excited.
Yeah.
Chloe, it'll be a pleasure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Let's be honest.
Exactly. But they'll keep you accountable, man. And that was the big deal with me is I needed somebody checking in with me and making sure that I was staying on the straight and narrow here. And then when we're talking about Draft Republic, what's cool is with SD Fat Loss, you can still enjoy some of that. You can still have some of that. And that's what makes this thing work and makes it so successful for all of us. Go there right now, sdfatloss.com. Schedule your free consultation today, sdfatloss.com. Underwear Olympics, offensive or incredibly accurate? Either way, we got them coming up. We'll explain.
This update is presented by Progressive Insurance. Starting off with the Aztecs. Good night on Saturdays. The guys won 73-41 over Fresno State up at the Save Mart Center. Jaden Ledee notching his 10th double-double on the season. Quick turnaround for the Scarlet and Black. They got San Jose State tomorrow night at Viejas Arena. Then the boys get the weekend off. Padres spring training gets rolling on. Joey Musgrove, Michael King, both going to pitch today. Yu Darvish will make his spring debut tomorrow. NBA, Lakers fall to the Suns 123-113. Kings beat the Clippers in LA 123-107. And in the NFL, Combine gets going today out in Indy. At Progressive, they're making things even easier. They'll help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save on both. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. That's Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
I feel like this is Keith Urban. This is like royalty-free Keith Urban. There's a new wind blowing that I never known. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're 100% right.
Thank you.
Also, kind of sounds like maybe royalty-free Chris Stapleton.
That's what I was just gonna say. This sounds a lot like Chris Stapleton, who will be at Petco Park this Saturday. Tickets and info at livenation.com. Or just keep it locked in here because in mere minutes we're going to be giving away Chris Stapleton tickets. So, look, I feel like that's a show you have to go see. Like Chris Stapleton, come on, the dude's going to be a legend here in music.
Petco Park is pretty sweet for concerts too.
Really
you and I
is.
both saw Elton John there.
Dude, that was magic.
It was one of the coolest concerts I've ever been to. And Chris Stapleton, I would imagine, is going to be similar. Are we fighting our way through the gates to get there?
I would say, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, without a doubt. Hey, the NFL Combine begins today. Are you excited?
Not really, no.
Okay,
The Combine used to really do it for me, and it was a lot of fun when a lot of people would go to the Combine. Now, like we already saw reports, the couple of the quarterbacks aren't going to even do anything at the Combine. They're just going to talk to teams, and then they'll throw at their pro days, which that's become more the norm for the big names. Like the Combine now is where you can maybe find someone who has you had on the list.
You want to spend the rest of your life?
Maybe. But like DK Metcalf, he went viral during the Combine. I think that led to a lot of people starting to up his draft stock. But for the main guys that we already know about, the Combine does nothing.
Yeah, Yeah, it could. I mean, it has boosted people's stock, like you said.
None of them are throwing though.
But yeah. In terms of quarterbacks, like, man, a lot of that work's already done just watching the film. Because the combine, you're throwing on air. I guess if somebody really chokes under the pressure, if they're throwing at the combine and they're just floating ducks out there, you're like, geez, what is going on?
Well, I think they're taking the risk of that out of the equation for the most part. At least the first round quarterbacks, all of them for the most part. I haven't seen anybody that's committing to throwing at the combine, but they'll be doing their own pro days, which is in their own environment, which is where they feel comfortable, they feel safe, and everybody has to go to them. And we've been fooled by pro days before. Remember, Zach Wilson had like the greatest pro day of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they call it the underwear Olympics. Rich, is that an offensive term?
Look, here's the deal. I don't know if it offends me, but it's definitely something that I take personally. I've done some pretty athletic things in my underwear. I mean,
same.
Have you? You've done athletic things in your underwear?
Okay, this is true story. And I'm curious if you guys have ever been, I mean, literally caught with your pants down before. So one time, this was when I was playing for the Cardinals. I woke up to an alarm. It was like the last alarm. I was taking a mid-afternoon nap. We had to get to the team hotel at a certain time for our first team meeting, like the night before a game. It was a home game. So I'm in Arizona. I'm at my house in Phoenix. And all of a sudden that like last alarm goes off. And I like snoozed it thinking it was the first one. And then I kind of was like, it feels like I've been sleeping for a while. So I roll over and look at the phone. I'm like, ooh, look, I got to go now. So I grab my things and I'm like rushing to get to the car. And all of a sudden I get down to the garage and I had locked myself into the garage in my underwear and couldn't get back into the house. And my playbook was in the house. So it wasn't even like I could drive to the team hotel in my underwear and be like, look, I mean, it is what it is, guys. Like, you know, like it's just because I was seriously considering that. Like, so then I'm in my underwear. I know all my neighbors know me, but not very well. We had just moved in. So like now I'm like running around to the front of the house. I'm like pulling on the front door. The front door is locked. I run around to the back door. Sliding glass door outside the pool is locked. I know for a fact we have like a little Romeo and Juliet balcony out back our master bedroom.
Little trellis, little lattice.
And I had to scale a wall of my house. I am in my boxer briefs holding onto this balcony doing a pull-up like, hey, it was like Rambo First Blood.
Wow.
And I broke into the house successfully and then ended up grabbing my playbook and made it on time. But I don't
know if I've ever done anything athletic in my underwear.
Not one thing.
I don't know if I've ever actually done anything athletic. I think my brain plays tricks on me. It tells me that I'm a better athlete than I was.
Well, no.
Don't do that. I don't say that.
Humbled experience.
Dude, this has actually happened to me more than once. The more I think about it, I've gotten caught in or around my house either naked or in my underwear by neighbors.
This happened a couple months ago.
Yeah, I got caught by a neighbor. Well, a couple of years back, I got caught by my neighbor trying to cover my grill out back, wearing a towel. Towel fell off. She saw everything. And it wasn't even like the good angle. Like I was reaching over the grill to pick up the grill cover. Yeah. And so she saw the whole fruit basket out the back. I mean, that was hard. Dude,
was there a slow clap or anything?
No, she was on the patio with her friend.
Wow.
So as I was reaching,
was there laughter? Because that would hurt.
There was no laughter, but they were having a conversation. So she wasn't out there when I started this venture. The towel dropped as I was reaching over the grill, and I'm like, well, it's fine. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I just wanted, because the rain was about to come. So I'm like, I just want to cover it before the rain comes. And then all of a sudden I hear talking like 30 feet behind me. They're coming out to the patio, her and their neighbor, and she can see into the yard. And they're all of a sudden the talking stopped. So I know why.
So Richie, you didn't go to the combine, right?
No.
Okay, because you had a pretty good idea you were getting drafted, or what was the reasoning behind you not going?
Well, so my agent downplayed. I don't know if he downplayed it or if like he really didn't think I was going to get drafted. But my agent was like, yeah, look, it's just going to be one of those things where everybody's slow playing you, and certain guys don't get invited to the combine because like teams almost like separate from each other decide like, no, we want to hide this guy from each other. And so I was like, is that really what's going on? He's, well, look at your offensive line. It was like 3 guys from maybe it was only 2, but from my senior class on the offensive line who were invited, but I wasn't. And I was an All-American that year, third team AP All-American. And so he's like, it doesn't really make sense, but it is what it is. You'll have a great pro day. You'll test well. He's like, it'll be fine. He was like, but at this point, he was like, we're thinking low round draft pick or, an undrafted free agent. And then it ended up working out much better, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
But
so what's going through right now? Like at this point, all the guys who are going to be drafted in the NFL draft coming up, going through their head as they're getting ready for that, is everything just don't screw this up. Don't do something off the field that's going to mess up my future.
Yeah, it's nerve wracking. It is super. I remember it's like one of the most uncomfortable times in your life because you're locked into a tunnel through most of your young life as a football player. Like you just do what your coaches tell you. For the first time you graduate or you declare eligible for the draft, you're on your own. You
don't have a coach. You're auditioning for 32 coaches.
Exactly. So you hire an agent. He sends you to a training facility somewhere else in the country. So I went to New Jersey of all places. I should have went to like Arizona or Florida or somewhere warmer, Southern California, but I chose New Jersey. Trained all the way up to the combine and a little bit after. And then after that, I had to figure out what my next steps were. Go back home and train at home before the pro day. I decided to train with my strength coaches at Penn State. So I stayed actually at an assistant strength coach's apartment off campus, lived with him for a month or months, and then performed in the pro day, then moved back home with my parents in New York and just crossed my fingers and hoped that was enough to get drafted.
Did you have to give him some sort of percentage of your rookie deal? Because he let you live on his couch?
No, he was so pumped. And he was like, he was almost like a big brother type. And he was just like, Richard, do you want to go out drinking with me? And I'd be like, no. His nickname was Goon. I was like, no, Goon. Like, I got to keep it locked in. He's like, all right, well, if you want a brewski, we're going out tonight. Like, I'm just like,
who knew Brent Sperry was your roommate?
Yeah, right.
By the way, they look very similar. They're both giant men with like pumpkin heads.
Why don't they do the combine in full gear?
Dude, for years, people have been saying that.
Like, I don't get it.
Well, and by the way, like it used to be like, go back and look at, I don't know, Tom Brady's combine. Like they're wearing shorts. Now it's a Skims ad. Now you're seeing everything.
Which I'm assuming it wasn't like the NFL doesn't say, hey, this is what you have to wear.
No.
So, or it's what you have to or what you don't have to.
This was just a reaction to like what they started wearing. Like companies like Nike, Under Armour, I think Noble now is a sponsor. They started like making underwear that they can wear that's a little more supportive.
Right.
By the way, Major League Baseball is complaining about their pants at spring training.
You see what Under Armour did?
Just what did they do?
Under Armour put up a tweet and an Instagram and a TikTok, all that said, "We got you covered," and it was just advertisements for their pants.
Nice.
Well,
nice.
I mean, like if Major League Baseball players think they're uncomfortable with what they're wearing,
NFL Combine's way worse.
Yeah,
you see everything every year from every single one of those players. It's almost like, is this part of getting drafted? You have to show what your balls look like on national TV?
Pretty sure. Yeah, they need to know what your balls look like. That's very important. Like when you get a three-point stance,
right.
40.
It's like early season Friends.
It's almost like a real ID. Like to make sure you're legit.
All right, we need 2 thumbprints and a different print this year.
Just need you to squat all the way down here on this ink pad.
All right, here we go.
Speaking of support.
Yeah, speaking of support. You know how well supported my feet are right now? It's unbelievable, guys. I am wearing these Arch Sports from the Good Feet store, and they help me with everything, literally everything. Like, so if you have foot pain, ankle pain, knee pain, hip pain, back pain, if you're late on your taxes, no, I'm kidding. Like it does help with all like the pain stuff.
Yep.
It's pretty incredible.
You wear them to bed.
I wear them to bed. I never take them off. I put them in my socks.
I was maintaining. I've switched over to the relaxers.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I was done with the project in the living room, and I'm like, time to relax.
Yeah. They give you 3 pairs, so it's like strengtheners, maintainers, relaxers. Are you doing the strengtheners still, Fletch?
All day.
Yeah, same.
Oh, yeah,
I got those strengtheners in as well. I love them. They give you a lot of support in your arches. I didn't even know I had arches in my feet until I met the fine folks at the Good Feet store. But yeah, if you struggle with bad posture or you have lower body joint pain, neck pain even, your feet are the foundation of the rest of your body. It can improve your life. It can cut down that pain. 200 plus stores around the U.S. and overseas, 30 years of experience. They're manufactured here in Carlsbad. So when you buy art supports with the Good Feet store, you buy local. Check them out at goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com. Coming up next, we have Chris Stapleton tickets this weekend. Also, bottom of the barrel. That's on the other side. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on a Monday. San Diego Sports 760. As promised, Chris Stapleton tickets in just a few minutes. So if you're interested in winning those tickets at Petco Park this Saturday, just listen a little bit longer. We'll tell you how to win those. Bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. We also got Boss Lady who came in.
She came in?
Yeah.
Just coming to say
Yeah.
hello.
Just coming. You want to jump on the mic?
Yeah.
There we go.
Absolutely. Good
There-
morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning. How's it
Noreen.
going?
It's going great. Thank you.
Noreen comes in some stellar Italian boots, and you're like, yeah,
Fine Corinthian
it's-
leather.
That's right. They smell of mahogany. I don't know why, but they're leather. But you said I had to build an outfit around because I was like, you're also wearing this paisley coat
Yeah.
that
Wonderful.
I don't think I could pull off.
Well, I think you could.
Well,
It might be tight.
I'll tell you right now, if I wore that coat, people would think I'm a flasher. So that would not, they'd be like, this weirdo is walking around the Vons parking lot. Mama,
That's right.
just stay on the phone with me as I get to the car.
Mhm, mhm. We do it every single day here. Bottom of the barrel. The stories we couldn't quite get to earlier in the day.
Yeah.
And Noreen, were you aware that Martha Stewart doesn't wear underwear?
Ooh, no, I didn't.
Well,
know
she
that.
does wear something. She wears swimsuits. Only as her underwear.
Wait a second.
Okay.
How does
Yeah.
that?
I
I
don't-
don't know how that's relevant
Yeah,
today.
well, it's bottom of the barrel.
Well,
That's
yeah,
why.
There,
Yeah,
that
it's
is terrible.
Yeah.
So let me ask this question. So, like, is it? I mean, as you're reading through the article,
Yeah.
is it because she's like, I need to be ready to swim at all times?
She does live in Martha's Vineyard,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Surrounded, she's on an island.
The answer is yes. Yeah.
That's
gonna
actually
try
the
this.
reason.
Just in case she wants to break out in a swim meet,
Can
she's
we
ready
do
to go.
this? Let's
Yeah.
try this, you guys.
Yep.
Let's
I-
just wear a bathing suit under everything we wear every day this week.
100%.
and done.
And then
Like
can
50% of the days I wear a swimsuit to work anyways.
yeah, you.
Oh,
I
that
was
is
gonna say,
true.
when you were talking about building your outfit from the boots up, like Fletch looks at bare feet and he goes, "All right, what matches this?"
Right.
The next thing is board shorts. All right, if you could get a. We have like a little putting green out back. I Heart San Diego.
Mhm.
Noreen, if you could get a hot tub on the putting green,
Yeah.
Okay.
we'll start wearing swimsuits every day.
Okay. I am going actually, and after all the weight that you all have lost,
Mhm.
I'm in. I'm
Okay.
gonna go and try to find that right now for you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. It's
honestly, if we show up like and we let the abs out, which we all have now, thanks to Wayne and Clue.
She can't hear me, but can you guys explain the Julian thing
Oh yeah,
and what's
Oh.
happening and see if we can get clearance while we're on the air?
That's a good idea.
Do we want to ask for clearance though? It's easier to ask for forgiveness.
Yes.
No, but
Wait.
Noreen would be so into this.
Okay,
Okay.
so all right, we got a text. One of our listeners, Julian.
Mhm.
He's a jujitsu player. He goes to a jujitsu studio.
Right.
He met a gal at his jujitsu class who he says is like a 10 out of 10.
Right.
Like
In
he was
fact, and I quote, he called her a piece.
Like
End
he-
quote.
he is.
Yeah.
So he sends his text and he was like, so I asked her out. She said, let me think about it. He was like, is that good or news? Hang on, let's ask you
Yeah,
first.
we'll ask you.
He was like, is that good news or bad news? What's your reaction to that?
That's bad news.
Okay.
Oh,
So that we kind of felt the same way, but we encouraged him, like, let's sweeten the pot. Like, jump back into the pool, dude. Next time you see her, tell her that Big Rich, TD, and Fletch will throw you on air your first date with
right.
who it's not her real name, but he called Jessica. So I said, bring Jessica Rabbit in studio. We'll wine and dine the two of you. We'll hit this thing off the right way.
She'll fall in love.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Matchmakers. So I guess the question is, like, how far can we take this? Like, we can have them in studio. Can we get
Noreen's face.
Can we get a camera crew to follow them as they
Ooh.
leave here?
Yeah. Do they have to
Yes.
sign something for that?
No,
Okay, good.
I think you're
Good.
good. Let's not throw Cheetos at them like you did last week when I was
Oh,
out.
well, oh,
Not our
Wait.
idea.
yeah. Wait. Yeah.
We
Wait.
didn't, that was
Yeah,
even
not even
idea.
our
That was
studio.
our idea. We
Yeah.
didn't even-
Somebody just brought it up, and we were like, yeah, okay, cool.
we just
How
joined
about
in.
how about if we get, is it Julian you said?
Yeah,
Yes, that's
Julian.
correct.
Let's get him a gift card to one of the restaurants for restaurant week next week.
Oh my God.
We've got some of those,
Oh
and
my
we'll
God.
give it to him and say, hey, take it or leave it. You got this gift card. You can
Right.
take her to dinner.
Right.
Make it work.
But don't you think that the date should start here on air?
I think it should.
Okay, because you've seen
Absolutely.
the strength of our charcuterie boards,
I have seen that.
and I mean,
And the lighting. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
amazing.
Oh yeah, you remember
Oh, yeah.
we had vineyards on the screen.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
and Bravo.
We had Bravo.
Lucky Julian. And maybe we just make this a whole bit and we do this all the time.
Yeah,
Oh.
because we love love. Hashtag trailer.
I have a T-shirt that says that.
Yeah.
I love love.
I'm in my I love love era.
That's right. You really are. We've said that about Travis.
Thank you to Noreen for stopping by. Thank you to Jonathan Rifkin's parents for making sure Jonathan Rifkin was born today.
Right,
'Cause
right.
We do love him.
Right.
You totally roasted him on his voicemail.
Yeah, that just happened.
Yeah.
Or
Thank
no,
you to all the
actually 2 hours
roadies,
ago.
the dogs, the hangers, the bangers, all the texters. Telling Travis to take a lap. We appreciate you.
Wow, really?
You know what? It was warranted this time.
Okay.
All right,
thanks.
those Chris Stapleton tickets, if you call in at 8:58 at 877-767-4760, you're going this weekend to see Chris Stapleton at Petco Park. The Herd is next. We'll see you all tomorrow. Woo!